Apes, what it do with the business here? It's your boy, 10% Ticket, coming to enlighten some of you suckers and spit game to some of you people who want to soak it in. We talking about the con game. You know what it is. You know what it is. And Apes, this Friday, it's gonna be a bloodbath. And soon you will learn. You just stepped in prison. And your daddy Trey is not gonna help you. He's getting you ready to be broke. He's prepping you for your doom to come. You thought yesterday this was gonna be the beginning of something great, didn't you? No, it was just a sucker more you suckers in for this rug pull. No doubt about it. Now I want to talk to some of y'all apes. Cause this the Friday Smokehouse. King Marco will be joining us soon, so we can give you guys a little more perspective on what's really happening. It ain't looking good for y'all apes, and you celebrated a little too soon yesterday, in my opinion. And it's only gonna make the hurt worse. Only make it worse. Let's look at this fallen knife. It's over. What y'all doing? Praying for a $5 green day today? I hope not. Ooh, look like you trying to turn green on us, huh? To only let the investors down. To only let them down. Welcome, apes. It's not gonna be good for you guys today, or period. Just period. It's not gonna be good. What are you holding on to, man? What are you holding on for? We're gonna listen to the inspirational videos that these con men have given you. and try to give you the right perspective to have on this thing if you're willing to listen. But a lot of you apes are very hard-headed, and you won't learn until you're broke. So we're going to recondition your mind to become a profitable trader here. Only those who want to listen, only the 10% that will catch this knowledge and apply it in the right way. But others, you're just bound to go broke. They playing a psychological game with you guys. Dropping the price, moving it up, dropping it. Basically just holding y'all on for the rug pull. And keeping the faith alive, because we still need more suckers to buy in. I'm sure they got a certain amount they want to see. Then they're going to drop this boy like it's hot all the way. Do you want to be caught up in that? Y'all thought yesterday was a victory, didn't you? And really, what was you about $3-4 compared to the day before? But it went down to what, $30-some? That's a preview of where this thing is headed. And it's only gonna get worse. By Thanksgiving, Christmas, this thing will be a teenager looking to go to single digits. And your account gonna be thinner than a sheet of paper. Let's look, we almost down $1, huh? So soon we gonna get back all the little short gains that you had yesterday. But overall, this is a down week, y'all. Let's listen to what y'all daddy told y'all how to handle yourself during these trying times. Let's listen. He called this the ultimate bear trap. Y'all daddy Trey. Actually, this is the ultimate bull trap. And y'all caught right in it with y'all feet right in the trap. And that boy about to snap and you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere until you give all your money up. And that's the key to get out of it. Hey, y'all asked for it. Let's break this down.
Let me make sure I'm seeing this right. Hold on.
Now he dropping the eye drops in. The con is getting sophisticated, y'all. The con is getting very sophisticated.
Oh, that'll do. Let me hold that. Hold. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Damn, that's not a bad day. Ooh, baby. Holy Toledo. Not a bad freaking. We were down at one point, like 10, 11, 12%. Finishing green. I'll take that all day. Baby.
You happy about finishing green, but the damn thing is only $40-some, Trey. This is only $40. Is that something to really be celebrating? Aren't you guys tired of going into these weekends wondering when it's going to happen? You got to be. And listen to y'all daddy conning y'all.
Baby, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Trades. We freaking talk fast and don't skip class. I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert. So take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into this.
You better take what he say with a grain of salt and don't listen to it, because he's setting y'all up for failure.
Video. So today, my friends, my family, my fellow Gorilla Gang, we're going to be talking about ticker symbol AMC here, giving you the usual update, talking about the Ortex data, short volume percentage ratio, or I want to talk about stock on tracker, the call options that are in the money, as well as about how many available shares.
Call options in the money. It ain't many of those. I don't believe. And please help those traders with them $100 strike prices. Please. They're going to lose it. And really, all y'all in the options and shareholders, it's over with. They holding this thing up to only drop it big, and they steady just taking y'all money slowly but surely. You was up almost over half of what you was up when this thing was $70-80, man. Y'all don't see it just slowly getting taken away from you?
shares there are to borrow. Finish off with the technical analysis. I gotta slow down. You always know it's a good day when I start talking 2 times as fast as I.
It's a good day. How is it a good day? It ain't a good day to y'all. To this thing is like $100, $200. That is a pretty good day. This thing is underperforming right now. How the hell is it a good day? Oh, you got to train their mind to make them think that. Okay, I get it.
I usually do, and then that will leave you some parting words. So, without further ado, my fellow apes, my King Kong loving motherfuckers, let's do this. Let's gonna start off here with Ortex. So the short interest went down just a little bit here today, down about 1.54%. Nothing to be worried about. It's doing this thing, right? The back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Estimated short interest of free flow currently sitting at about 18.56, and yesterday was at 18.85. So it went up yesterday a decent.
Trey, do you believe that the data they're reporting is on the up and up, or are they giving you what they want you to see? Could you please answer this if you watch this question, Trey?
Little chunk from 18.24 to 18.85, 0.5% change. Currently sitting at 94.92 million total shares. Short interest, according to 85% of the exchange, reported data, right? If there's any sort of malreporting that takes place, that can be thought of essentially as financial fraudulence, right? Some sort of manipulation.
See, I ain't even watching the video. He already basically getting at what I just got at. Oh, it's fraudulent. It's only fraudulent if they get caught. But they're the one that's pulling this scam. Are they going to turn themselves in? That's like going after you rob the bank, going in front of the police with the smoking gun, the police station with the smoking gun and a bag of money. Are they going to do that? No. So Trey, let's use a little common sense here instead of trying to go on these boards and talk all that bullshit that don't mean nothing. Come on, Trey. You know better than this.
Corruption, bad stuff, right? That's where the IOUs, naked shorts, all the sort of bad practices that are taking place in the stock market that we're exactly talking about happen, right? On top of that, you've got failure to deliver, which derive from call options that are expired in the money.
How many times you gonna give us this rundown? When is this thing gonna go over $100, Trey? Does all this mean that this is gonna equal up to $100, $200, $300, or $1,000? What you guys are saying? Is all this gonna equal up to that, or is this just some talk to keep these people going until they broke? Which one is it, Trey?
They don't get delivered on, yada, yada, yada. We know there's a shit ton of those as well. And that's what's really happening here in AMC stock, right? It's doing this. It's doing the up and down, up and down. I want to talk about this a little bit because this is something I find very peculiar.
Y'all still doing this? If y'all already traders, how y'all spend this much time talking about the stuff y'all don't like? Trying to give you guys some knowledge, you dumb-dumbs. No, it's getting taken on from us. The real apes have been in since single digits. We up 700%. If you can't trust data from a public source, where you get your info from? You get your info from using your common sense and knowing they're not reporting the right shit. Knowing they got y'all in this junk stock. We're going to put your stupid comments on the board. We're going to pin this comment. Nothing's getting taken. So you went in since single digits. So, okay, nothing got taken away from you. How much was you up? Well, this can go up. This can go on for months because it's not costing us any money. We up on this stock, but short positions are losing money. Okay, short positions are losing money every day. Okay, Clay, let's use your logic here. If short positions are losing money, from what y'all daddy Trey said, they doubled down on y'all when this thing went up to like $60, $70 or something, right? Y'all caught them at $10 in the beginning, at $9, $10. Thing shot up. So what they did was went to because they got the money from, this is all coming from y'all daddy. They got the money from the treasury, which went to the bank, which went to the hedge funds, right? So I'm gonna break down something for y'all. Y'all stupid motherfuckers ain't gonna listen no way, but let's just use some common sense here. We're gonna throw the charts out and just use our common sense, and we're gonna see how that goes. All right. So it went from the treasury to the bank to the hedge funds. And then the hedge funds went in at $10, and y'all took them on that, right? Shot it all the way up to 70. So then you think the treasury want to lose? You think the banks is gonna lose? This is where all this shit come from in the first place, right? So y'all gonna take them all the way up top, right? But so what happens is now this thing ran out of control. They go back to the treasury, to the bank, and say, you know what? We're going to double down on these motherfuckers. We would not let this motherfucker go up any longer. So then they short from 70 even more than they did at $10. Stop. What the fuck you talking about? I'm talking about the truth. That's not what's going on here. How are the shorts losing if they double down at the higher price at like $60, $70 and now this motherfucker is $40 some and dropping? Yeah, the original position they had at $10 is not looking good, but it's all coming back down there plus. So they're gonna get that. It's a game of patience, and y'all stupid. Y'all ready to stay in this thing forever. How am I doing too much? Jump on this panel and tell me how I'm doing too much. You don't want to hear the truth, and that trolling shit don't even matter, dude. Your money gonna get took, not mine. I'm not even stupid enough to be in this shit. So no, you talking about single digits, but no. Let's go back to your sync with this shit I pinned right here. So you still up good, but when this thing was $70, how much was you up? And now how much are you up now? So you're losing money. We go, oh, this wasn't my money. But if you would have pushed the sale at $70, you would have been up almost double what 70, almost $80, whatever this thing went up to on June 2nd. You would have been almost up double than what you are now. So you didn't lose anything. So that's how they done conditioned your mind to tell you you didn't lose nothing. So explain that to me, sir. Since I'm doing too much, you gonna be doing too little with no motherfucker with a little ass bank account. Dumb, yo, dumb ass. Trying to defend your daddy. They train y'all right, and y'all try to come attack a motherfucker with some good sense. Come on, explain that now. When you up at least a good 30, 40% more than you are right now? So you didn't lose nothing? Come on, Clay. Let's hear your logic here. You didn't lose nothing, Clay? True. I did my due diligence and I'm up over 20K. I think it's going higher. I know it's not. I know. So if you up 20K right now, you was up at least almost 40 at one point. Right or wrong, Clay? And you can hit that StreamYard, bruh, and get in here and speak for your daddy. Be a representative for him. Don't play with me, bro. I know what I'm doing. I put you on game with the dividend pledge. Remember? I do my homework. Was that you yesterday? I don't think that was you, Clay, with the dividend plays. Which ones? Give me your tickers. Was you? No, that wasn't you because you had an AP name. What dividend plays you put me on with? And even if you did do your homework, you ain't do it right on this one. You failed this test, buddy. You might have passed some other ones, but you gonna fail this one. I'll tell you that right now. So you must have missed a couple of that was weeks ago. I don't remember the tickers, but hey, you probably was on your shit. No doubt about it. But you wrong on this one, bro. Okay, I think I do remember that. I remember that. I remember that now. Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. But so you mean to tell me you can't be wrong on this? You are you pleased with the performance of this stock right now? You don't feel this should be higher? You don't think this should have touched $100 by now? And you believe that the hedge funds is gonna let y'all take them for everything they got? Or a damn good portion of it? They just gonna lay down and let y'all beat them. Well, it don't take much to please you then. And you greedy. I tell you one thing you are for sure, and it's greedy. And that's gonna get your ass busted, being greedy. When this thing was like 70-something, you could have pulled. You almost had 50 grand or some shit probably. That wasn't enough for you, huh? And since you such a savvy trader, you couldn't have took that 50 or 40 grand, whatever you had, and put it somewhere else. And it definitely could have been on its way to 100 grand or 120 or something. Now you about to lose that 20 you got. Price is driven by public sentiment, not fundamentals. So why? Okay, since it's public sentiment, not fundamentals, why is he always talking about this candle, that candle, and putting these charts up? All that shit is out the door then, for real. Technicals, all that. So this is just a hype play, right? So why are we even pulling out candlesticks and motherfucking charts and talking about the gamma? This is just all motherfucking. This is a hype play. But he making it seem like it is a fundamental play because we talking a lot of technicals and all this other shit. But I'm telling you what this is. Man, I've been trading longer than you. I bet that. There's a different strategy, and I ain't knocking yours. Why you knocking mine? So your strategy here is what? Us apes is going to hold this and push this thing through the door, right? That's your strategy. We just going to manipulate the stock price. Because do you believe, okay, answer this, Clay. Do you believe AMC is even a $47 company? $48 a share. Is AMC worth that? In your opinion? In fact, apes own over 80% of the float. Okay, well, if that's the case, you guys don't want this at $47 right now. So it sounds to me, if you own 80% of something, you control it. So can you please answer to me why this thing is dropping? Please. Don't matter what you think it's worth. Yeah, because you know it ain't worth what the price is that it is right now. So all this shit. So why are you throwing reality out the window? Because from that statement right there tells me you don't think that this thing is worth $48, really. And so with that being said, how long do you think it's gonna stay at these outrageous prices? Just because y'all holding it ain't gonna drop. That's some bullshit. Y'all was hope y'all had 80% of the float when it was 70-something dollars, right? Why the fuck did it go down to $38? Did y'all want that? Or that was part of the plan? Because it seems to me, if I own 80% of something, and my best interest is y'all talking 100, y'all talking about $1,000. I done heard some fools say 100,000, which I hope all y'all ain't believing that. So if we own 80%, this thing shouldn't have went down that much. Okay, I could see a $5 drop. Like the lowest this thing should have went is like $60. Y'all don't want that shit in the 30s. Y'all didn't want that, but y'all hold 80% of it. Why is it going down like that? Can you explain that to me, bro? Please. Because I know no ape, no stockholder wants to see like 30%, 35, 40% of their profit get sucked up. I know I don't. And if you hold 80%, why did it even go that low? Why is it this price right now? Please give me an answer to that. Since y'all controlling everything. And then with this motherfucker $20, what you gonna say? Oh, it's all part of the plan. That's what trading I'm gonna be telling y'all. Naked shorts, synthetic shares, hedges, trading, back and forth is making. But you saying all this to say, but if y'all own 80%, that shit shouldn't even matter, right? Because y'all controlling more of all this other shit, right? So the naked shorts, so what you telling me, when this motherfucker $20, the naked shorts is gonna win, right? I agree with you because they are gonna win. You better believe that. You better believe it. Because this is gonna be crooked what they gonna do, but no, not necessarily, because this shit ain't even supposed to be $48 or whatever right now anyway. How do you get on the string? What you do, I'm about to drop this link. I'm about to drop this link back in here. What you gonna do? Touch that link right there, and then it's gonna put you in the StreamYards. You're gonna see it put you in the StreamYards, and then it's gonna like have a little tab where you can just put your name in there. And if you don't want to show your picture, you don't even got to get on camera if you don't want to. You can like turn your camera off as long as you keep your mic on, and then you will see it drop you. You will see as soon as you touch it, it's gonna put you right in here, and I'm gonna put you on the show. Just touch that tab right there, touch that link, and then make up whatever name, Clay Hodge or whatever, and then turn your camera off if you don't want to be seen, and then jump on the, I'll throw you on the show. Hey, this man want to stand up and talk for y'all. I respect him if he gonna really come on here. Come on here too, Dr. Sean. Come on here, Doc. We'll let y'all tear me up if y'all can do it. I want to stand up to the smoke. This is an open panel. I listen to all opinions. You see, Trey, there we go. There we go. We got your man.
Yeah.
I
got a minute today. So let me break this down. This is the technicals do not matter in this. Like this, all this comes down to is a simple fact that they shorted the shit out of a company and everybody bought it up. Period, point blank. So you're asking why the price is going down. The price is going down for the same reason it's been going down. They're shorting it. So your next question is, how are they shorting it if we own the float? It's called manipulation. So you understand it. You understand that they have access to dark pools, access to trading where they can trade with no supervision. They can trade with basically their own outside of the markets. right? That's a problem. It's something that's not fair, but it's something that
Most definitely.
some institutions have access to. So what they do is they you do understand. Do I need to explain synthetic shares, how those get created?
Go ahead. I think I heard it, but go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So
Right.
essentially, they create synthetic shares when they short a position. Uh, when they short their positions, at the end of the day, the way that they cover for their positions or act like they cover for their positions whenever they have to report it is they say, because when you short something, you have to prove that I have a reasonable expectation that I can get the shares. Well, they can't get them. There is no reasonable expectation because apes bought them all up. So what do? They go and they buy deep in the money calls, and then they say we're going to get these because they're deep in the money, and that's basically how they show that they've covered their positions. They didn't actually cover their positions. What they've done is they created fake shares because they're continuing to short. So those shares that they shorted and didn't cover for, they fake covered for them by buying deep in the money calls.
So
Right?
you said.
Buying and
So
they
I'm
bought
sorry.
and they're buying the deep in the money calls from another hedge fund that is also probably shorting the AMC as well. So they're teaming up together. This is essentially hedge funds, big money versus retail investors. That's in a nutshell. That's all this is. So the fact
Let's
of the
talk.
matter is, okay,
Let's
go
talk
ahead.
about. I'm trying to get an understanding when you saying they're buying deep in the money costs. Okay, let's make prices for this. Okay, it's $47. So if they bought a deep in the money call, what price was the strike price that they bought, in your opinion?
That's irrelevant.
Okay, but all right, let's say that's irrelevant. Okay, with that being said, if they're buying in the money calls, that should be pushing the price, right?
No, it's not. Buying call options does nothing,
Oh yeah,
absolutely
you're right.
nothing
You're right.
to
You're
the
right. You're
share
right. You're right.
price.
You're right. I give you that. Okay, so what you telling me? They doing all this underlying bullshit that's not beneficial to y'all, and what's gonna stop them? How y'all gonna stop them and just drive this price through the roof? How does it get there?
It's we don't control the price action because all we got to do is hold. So the fact of the matter is we can't make this thing squeeze. We can't. All right. The only thing that we can do is buy it and hold it. We can't do anything else to force them to cover their positions. That's why this has gone on for so long. They're gonna have to cover their positions when it gets to when they run out of money and they can't present the collateral to maintain their margin, or some catalyst pushes the price beyond what they can short. Like at the
But
end of
what's
the
gonna be
day,
the? They're not going. You don't think so?
we
You
don't
don't
we
think?
no there is we don't know no catalyst. We don't know when this is gonna happen, and that's nobody, no real ape, so to speak. If you're putting a date on it, nobody knows what the date is. Matt Kors don't know, Trades don't know, Bam, Butch Car got nobody fucking knows when this thing's gonna happen. All right, but that's if you're into this play because you need this money to squeeze in the next 2-3 weeks. Okay, this ain't the play for you. This is a buy and hold play. So
So
what happens on a day-to-day basis doesn't fucking matter because the end state is we own the float, just like the Volkswagen squeeze uh, before. Porsche bought up all the shares and they just held them. And then when they realized that there was only 5% of shares available, then it squoze because that Porsche ain't gonna sell shit until they're ready to. We're in the same position right now. You have a community of people, let's call them apes, who are all on the same accord. And I mean, if you look at these communities, you see trades following, you see Matt Kors following, you Google
mhm.
AMC, hashtag AMC on Twitter, you look in the Reddit page, like this is a
It's a strong
community. We're
community.
all on the same page. So if we're all on the same page, we all thinking the same exact thing. It's the same as Porsche, one company buying everything. If everybody buying it is under the same impression, if everybody thinks that the price is going to be $1,000 and that's what they'll sell at, we own it. So the price. It doesn't matter what the price is worth. Nothing in the stock market matter. Like, price is subjective. So you can think it's $47. If I think it's $48, guess what the price is? The price is $48. Don't matter what you think. It matters what somebody's willing to pay for it. But it's also, you can't pay for something that I'm not willing to sell. So if the apes own 80% of the shares, and then who knows however much. And by the way, I'd be willing to bet money that there's well over a billion shares owned by apes because of all the naked shorting. All right, that I will be shocked if there's less than a billion shares sitting in trading accounts, because this thing has been getting shorted for as long as it has been, and there's way more shares owned than were issued. So when they have to cover their positions, It sounds ridiculous. Yes, this shit can go to 1,000, 10,000, whatever. Because if people don't sell, the price is gonna keep going up until we sell because they have to cover their positions whenever that happens.
Okay, now what you said about the Volkswagen thing, how long did it take this whole thing to play out?
It don't matter. That how long it took doesn't matter because it's not under our control. So that question again doesn't matter how long it took. It's not relevant to the situation.
Is this guaranteed to happen?
Nothing's guaranteed.
So
it's not. It's no stock that nothing is guaranteed in the stock market.
I know that. I'm just saying because a lot of people, it sounds like y'all saying we're not leaving. So even if you know, so if this thing goes to $5, you still stand?
Yep, because people bought in at $5. And I think the other thing that you're missing is this ain't just about getting rich. For a whole lot of people, this is about fighting fraud in the markets.
See, that's the thing where I'm saying I don't want to put my money to fight, especially people with more money than I got. Even though
you don't got to,
but look,
you don't got to. But like I said,
how do you think y'all gonna be some billionaires? How can y'all be some billionaires and y'all money ain't long as theirs? They can wait way longer than y'all can. Because even
they cannot. No, they cannot. They cannot wait as long as we can. That's the point. Because they're being charged on a daily basis. They're losing. You seen the last press release? Melvin Capital lost half their fucking like what $5 billion since this year off of this when they only controlled 11. 40% of the value gone over this. So no, they can't do this forever. Because I'm not paying nothing. I'm not paying nothing. The dip don't matter. The price on a daily basis, the price that is on that you seeing right now ain't the real price. Because if you look at days like yesterday, a couple days ago, when AMC got crushed, and then you go and look at the dark pool traffic. How is the price going down when the majority of when there's more buy orders and sell orders in a day? Tell me how that makes sense.
So that's manipulation.
Exactly. It's manipulation. This stock is being manipulated on a daily basis.
See, that's my point. That's my point. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's being manipulated. We all know this. That's no secret. So you're saying because they're manipulated, we should just run and walk away?
But hold on. Me as a trader, I'm out here to make money. If I took this motherfucker from $8 to $60, $70, I think that's a good profit, and I think I can go. So
it's a great profit. But how do you know? How did you know it was going to stop at $70?
I mean, at a certain point, like as a trader, like I don't know how long you've been trading. Like I probably wouldn't even have took it all the way to 70 because you got your price points. Like maybe if I can get $20 per share on my money, you see what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna go do it again.
There's 20. No, but see, nobody is going to knock. Like, okay, this is a big movement. So there's people that's going to get mad at anybody, right? But at the end of the day, this is a community of people who all decided to band together to either A, squeeze a shit ton of money out of hedge funds, B, hit the people who caused the 2008 crisis. Like, if you do some homework, the freaking every stock market crash is caused by manipulation. It is not just a regular thing that has to happen, but there is a recession every 8 to 10 years. Why is that? It's not because it just happens that way. It's a natural thing. No, it's because that's how long the market can survive with all the manipulation. That's how long it takes for the market to eventually crash from all these greedy ass people that are taking advantage of the money making machine that is the stock market. So this is an opportunity for the regular Joe to get a piece of that, right? First time, like when did something like this ever happen before? Never. So there is no historical reference for what's happening today, right? Because even what happened with the Volkswagen squeeze, that was a company that was in the stock market. This is regular fucking people who now can band together through social media, communicate, and are on the same page and can actually fight against a larger entity that usually we can't do nothing about. What could we do back in 2008 when they fucked up the whole economy, lost all kinds of people's retirements from greediness? Right? That was greed on their part, right? What could we do back then? We couldn't do shit. Guess what? We could do something now because we got them by the balls.
And see, that's what this
is about. And see now, and another thing, if you're doing this, trust me, I got a lot of money in this, but I'm still trading. I'm not just sitting here watching AMC every day. I'm still day trading on a daily basis, picking up other stocks. I ain't got all my money sitting in the AMC. If
That's
AMC
smart.
crashed tomorrow, it don't matter. I'm active duty military. Like this ain't money I need. And most people, hopefully, don't need this money. If you are, that's your fault.
But don't you
But
think some people hear the way Trade talks about it and it sounds, and even the way you explain it? I mean, me as a new investor, I would say, damn, because that shit, you are making good points. But then you might have people saying, you know what, this is a once, like you said, this is like a once in a lifetime thing. So you don't believe it's people that's over leveraging themselves into this?
they may be, but that's their business. You got to be they grown folks. I'm not worried about that. I can't be worried about that. That's not my responsibility.
And then another thing, you basically saying y'all got the billionaires by the balls. So the longer they keep doing this, you basically saying they stand a possibility to go broke fucking with y'all, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're gonna go broke, but they're
They
gonna take
lose
some
a
losses.
shitload of money.
Yeah, they are.
And do you think, that's where this leads up to my whole reason why I don't think it's gonna happen, because I believe they'll do anything not to lose all their money, or say 70%.
I believe that too. But the fact of the matter is, what they cannot do, when they tried to do before, but what they can't do is get out of their positions unless I sell my shares. So it don't matter. They can try any tactic they want. They've been trying emotions. They've been trying fear. They've been trying manipulation. They've been doing all this shit. They've been creating fake accounts and telling people to sell. They've been creating fake accounts. The type of shit they've been doing is hilarious at this point. But none of it matters if people don't sell. And everybody knows, and the people are smart. They're calling it out. So if you follow anything, and I guarantee you, most of the people who are involved in this movement, they're following something. They're either on the AMC Reddit, or they're in Twitter, or they're following Matt and Trey and whoever else, all the other YouTubers. Everybody's communicating. Everybody's following the same sources of information. So if we're all thinking the same thing on the same page to some in large part, when one person comes up with DD and says, "Oh, this is what's happening," and it makes sense, they pass it on. It ends up in Twitter, then it ends up in the Reddit, or wherever. So yeah, like they have everything that they tried up to this point hasn't worked. They've been saying this shit. I mean, a guy came out and said it was worth a penny. Right? It's all manipulation. It's all, it comes in multiple different forms. But at the end of the day, we all understand whatever they say, whatever they do, whatever the price is. Like the fact that, I mean, you saw what happened to the stock price a couple days ago. That shit dumped.
Yeah.
And then ran back up. People are buying the dips. You jump on Twitter whenever the shit crashes, and what do you see? AMC party, buy the dip. That's like, people don't give a fuck what the price is. That's what an ape is. Somebody who just, it don't matter. There ain't no the HF, the high frequency trading, those algorithms that they got. That shit might work against bears. It might work against bulls. It don't work against apes, because apes do shit that don't make sense.
I mean, I like that talk a little bit, man. I ain't gonna lie, but y'all basically saying, if y'all stand 10 toes like the way you make it sound, y'all might beat them motherfuckers. You basically saying if that bitch go to $8, y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all still
We don't, because most of us bought in at $8. We don't give a fuck, because it's not about getting rich. It's about these assholes who crash the fucking market every 8 fucking years, and then they get bailed out by the government. They don't go to jail. They don't stay broke. Nothing happens to them. There's no accountability for them. This is an opportunity for us to put them motherfuckers out of business, or take some money out their pockets, and we do this shit every day. I don't give a fuck if the share price goes down to $8 today. I don't care.
Put it like this. I hope it do, then I'm in with y'all motherfuckers. How about that? If that
It
bitch
don't matter.
manipulated, I'm fucking with y'all. Put it like this. If that bitch get to single digits and y'all still talking that shit, I'm jumping on too. I just think it's too high right now.
And that's fair. That's right. But that's the position that they're in. They're fucked, because they can't let the price go too high, because then, when the price gets to 80, 70, 80, I think the reason they're protecting that so much, like 72 is a hard, like, I think it was like, what, 68, 69, 70, that's a hard resistance area. The reason for that is because it's possible that at that point, some of those smaller hedge funds are probably going to get margin called, right? Because it ain't just big ones. The small ones might get margin called if it gets to that area. That's just a suspicion. I don't really know, right? 70, 80, $90. somebody's gonna get margin called. When they get margin called and they gotta close their positions, guess what's gonna happen to the stock price? That shit's gonna jump.
go up.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen after that? What's gonna happen after that? Some gamma hedging is gonna have to happen because there's a whole lot of money. It's a whole lot of options that's gonna run into money. So they're gonna have to have gamma hedging. What happens with that? A gamma squeeze. That's gonna push the price higher. Guess what? Now another hedge fund is gonna get margin call. Fuck.
Like
We off to the
dominoes,
races.
huh?
It's exactly what it is. It's dominoes. And when that shit gets to $600, $700, $800, guess who's coming down? All right. When Citadel got to cover their shit, it's game over. It's a wrap. This shit gonna go to $10,000 a share. It's ridiculous. But Berkshire Hathaway is $416,000 a share.
Who is
Why
Berkshire
can't
Hathaway? Oh,
Berkshire Hathaway is $400. Yeah, that shit is $400,000 a share. Why can't AMC be? Because I'm telling you, this shit has been getting manipulated, and every time they dip the price with fake shares, people buy fake shares. I probably got fake shares sitting in my account. Guess what? They got to buy the motherfuckers back, and they're gonna sit there until.
Yeah, this is another question I got for you, bro. Okay, look, so do you agree that like all y'all apes that got shares and shit, do you believe all y'all shares is real? It's like they over giving shares out. Don't you believe that?
Absolutely, I 100% believe that. I 100% believe, and honestly, if somebody told me there was 4 billion shares owned when only 510 were issued, 510 million were issued, I'd be like, yeah, that's
okay.
That's
so now when
right.
it's time to pay, what happens? You see what I'm saying? How can you
when it's time to pay?
This shit ain't real.
They see what they have to do is they whoever shorted the position has to close it. So if they shorted and created fake shares, they have to buy them back, and when they buy them back, they're gone. But that's why Adam Aaron did the share count a while ago, because he's like, all right, I only issued this many shares, and the information he put out is that retail traders own 80% on what 490 some million shares. Guarantee you, if there are 4.2 million or however many he said shareholders, and we apparently own 490 million. He did that based off of math. He didn't do that because they're actually going into counts on all the different brokers and counting how many. There's no way to do that. But I guarantee, I'd be willing to bet you all my AMC shares that there are more shares in these apes accounts than there were issued by AMC. So just for argument's sake, let's say that there are 1 billion shares owned by apes, but only 511, 509 or whatever were issued by AMC. Guess what? There's half a billion shares have to be bought back. And you got a bunch of people who said, fuck you, I'm not selling to 1,000. Fuck you, I'm not selling to 10,000. Guess what? That's what the price is going to go to. Because they have to
pay? But how do they pay? Like you said, say like it's a
because it's because it's all electronic, right? There are no hard paper shares anymore. So it's all electronic. So what they have is an open position. That's what they have. So that open position don't have to be don't have to be an actual share. It's an open position that says they have X amount of, shares sold short. So if one hedge fund sold 80 million shares short, another hedge fund sold 50 million, another hedge fund sold 200 million, another hedge fund sold 50 million, another one sold 20 million, it's going to add up. So hedge fund A only sold 50 million shares short. So they buy those up, those exist. But guess what? At some point, the hedge fund, like wherever it's at, that whatever point it gets to, don't matter. Because the actual shares that were issued, there's more than that are owned because they've been naked shorting. That's what naked shorting is. That's what synthetic shares is. There are fake shares sitting in apes accounts. I'd be willing to bet you every fucking share I own that's true. So
but they still got to pay y'all regardless.
Yes, they have to pay regardless. Like I own a share because I bought it. Whether or not it's real ain't my problem. It's hedge fund's problem that sold it short. So for argument's sake, if there's been 1 billion shares sold, if there's 1 billion fake shares out there, they all got to be bought back. And if people are sitting on their fucking thumbs and like, no, I can't find my sell button, can't help you, bro. The price gonna keep going up because they have to close a position, and people have to sell for them to close a position. That's the nature of a squeeze.
Okay, say this thing start going crazy and the people that need to cover don't got enough money to cover. Then how do you get paid? You see what I'm saying there?
That's what. So that is why, have you seen all the information about the reverse repo and so the DTCC right now, what they have been, the reason that I think that's why the DTCC has been making all the rules that they've been making, because and I'm not super well versed on this, but from what I was reading before, and this was a while ago, the DTCC has been making these rules that increase the liquidity requirements for all the hedge funds and for all the large institutions that are doing these that are doing these trades. It's like, because now once that shit pops off, and what's it call it? Mind you, Citadel is larger than I thought they were. I think I seen somewhere where they operate like 40%. They're responsible for like 40% of the market. Just where their hands are. They literally fucking do everything, right? They supply liquidity and they make a shit ton of money for that. So, you know, where's our money gonna come from? I really can't answer that question because I think it has something to do with the reverse repo, but I'm not really there anymore. Like I haven't.
But that information is out there if you're looking for it.
Yeah, it's out there. I just haven't read up on it. But yeah, I think that has something to do with the reverse repo because the market isn't. Oh, matter of fact, yeah, I did read something about that. The market's insured for like almost $1 trillion fucking dollars or something like that. The market is insured for something like that. There is insurance. And I think that was taken out. That I read that a couple months ago. That there was some transactions that happened, and I think that the market between the Fed and BlackRock, like I think that they're insuring the market for like well over $1 trillion, which is like an all-time high.
Dr. Sunshine said $6 trillion.
Yeah, and it's like that's never been done before. Why the fuck you think they're doing that?
So when did they do this? You said
that was a couple months ago. I read that.
See, man, y'all fuck around, man.
The writing has been on the wall for this for a long time. Like we are not the like everybody outside of the fucking hedge funds have seen this shit happen, and it's like, oh yeah, this is about to get ugly. Like that's why you keep seeing all these new rules getting proposed and passed. Like this isn't just where there's smoke, there's fire, man.
See, man, y'all gonna fuck around and make me join, man. Like I said, put like this. I know they're gonna do some crazy manipulation. If they drop that bitch low, I'm in. So y'all not selling for real.
Fuck no, bro. Like you saw what happened the last couple of days. If we was at $50, $60, $70, $55 to $60 we were between $50 and $60 for like 2-3 weeks. That shit dropped down to 38. People just like, shit, I bought it at $12. I'm good.
I ain't never seen no shit like this though, for real. You, man, hey, I'm rooting for y'all motherfuckers now, for real. I just hope I can get in at a good price. I'm rooting for y'all.
Hey, to be honest, bro, $40 is a good price if you got it. Because where it's going, trust me, when this shit squeezes, you're gonna wish you could have bought some shares at $40. Guaranteed. I was watching
that feeling before on stocks. I know exactly what you're talking about too.
I was watching GameStop in January, and that shit was at $80 on Monday. As a matter of fact, it was at, I think about 2 weeks prior, it was at like $17, and then it went to 38. And then I had a buddy that was like, "Yeah, man, damn, it's at 38. It's already gone. I can't get it." 2 weeks later, that shit was at $300. It's like, I bet you wish you would have bought them shares at $300 now, at $30 right now. Yeah, like where the price is going. Like I said, dog, I'm telling you. At first I was like, "Oh man, this can go to a couple $100," and then I was like, you know what? 1,000 is ridiculous, but maybe this shit can go to $10,000. This shit can go to some ridiculous number because of how long this has been manipulated. And it's, you know, the characters that you're dealing with. You're dealing with very greedy characters. You hear them talk about apes as the apes are idiots. You think these dudes with this ego believe are gonna give up and let these idiots, us ignorant, stupid traders beat them? No, they're not. They're gonna do everything they can not to. And that's why they're gonna, you give them a shovel, they're gonna keep fucking digging because they're not gonna admit that they got beat by a bunch of regular people because they're special.
And how long can they hold on?
We don't know. It depends on how much money they got. They can hold on. They got put. It don't matter. See, we can't answer how long they can hold on because they got deep pockets. But what we do is the pockets is getting raided every single day. They paying a tax on that. They paying interest on this shit every day. While we are sitting here.
This is the thing. I don't know. I'm asking you. Do you think so? Who are they paying this interest to?
They're paying the interest to the brokers that they borrow from.
So the brokers won't cut them no slack. You don't think, huh?
Fuck no, broker. If people owe you money, you gonna cut them slack?
Yeah, you right.
You owe me that money.
Damn. So basically, it's basically who can hold the longest, and they losing more than y'all losing to hold, pretty
Exactly.
much.
Exactly. So that's why we don't care about the price, because we know they paying billions. So put it this way, the average short position has been open for 40 some odd days. I saw this about a week or two ago. Looking back at 40 some odd days ago, what was the price at? Price was at like $17. So the average short position is down like 300%. That's what they're paying interest on. So not only are they down, they paying interest on they're paying interest
Dang.
on the position, and they down several 100%. They losing money every day. I'm
But
up
say, but didn't they say?
300%.
Didn't Trey or somebody say like they doubled down, like they re-shorted it again
Yeah,
higher up?
yeah, that's how they got the price down, because they can't let the price go. This is how fucked they are. Let me explain this. This is how fucked they are. They can't let the price go up, because the price goes up, they have to increase their liquidity requirements. They get margin called. Shit's game over, right? So they can't let the price go up. They can't let the price go down, because we're gonna eat that dip. We're gonna buy up more shares.
Mm.
They're shorting it, and the only way they can get the price down is by shorting it. But guess what? We own all the shares, so they're shorting it with fake shares. So we're buying fake shares that they have to eventually buy back whenever they dip the price too far. They can't let it go up. So the best thing for them is to let the price stay in the zone. But guess what happens when it stays in the zone? They pay interest on that shit every day.
Mm. And basically, you saying also what I'm getting from what you just said is that, like, say, if when they keep on issuing these fake shares, basically these shorts, like, so if I want to buy 10,000 shares today, a short is gonna have to cover this regardless. Is that what you saying?
Yeah. If you buy shares and somebody sells them, you're not buying them. You're probably not buying them from an ape. You're buying them from somebody who wants the price to go down.
Mm.
So they're not real shares. You go in
Damn.
there. You're gonna buy fake shares, because there ain't no shares left. We've been at this shit since
That's
fucking August
crazy,
of last
bro.
year.
See,
There ain't no shares left. You're
I
buying
never
fake
looked
shares.
at this shit like this. This is very enlightening. I never, so that's crazy. So basically, anybody who's selling you shares is gambling. This motherfucker going down.
Yeah, because trust me, like I said, the majority of these people have been in this shit. This ape community has been around since fucking February. I think it's when it really started to swell, right? So if you've been in February, this shit was $5. So people
Mm.
have been around since $5, $8, $10. We traded $14 or less. I think it hit $14 in March and then came back down. Like, it was through April, it was $14 and less. The shit started to take off. I think the first week of May, it finally broke above 1450. I think like that first week of May. And then later on in May, it shot up to 20, shot up into the 20s, 30s. And then of course in June it went up to 70. Um, but the average, most of us have been in. Now, of course, you got people who FOMO'd in, you know, May, June, whatever. All right, but that's not the majority of us. The majority of us have been in this shit since under $20. And if our average is higher, it's because we bought more, right? As a matter of fact, I exercised a call, I accessed the contract, which is why my average right now is where it's at. But it's like the majority of my shares were bought under $14.
So when you say exercise a contract, what that mean? You bought you bought another
Yeah,
one or something?
I exercised my contract, so I bought the share because I had a $40 call that was in the money, obviously, and I exercised it, so I bought all those shares.
Oh,
But at that point,
that's what you call
but
exercising
yeah,
it, buying the shares that you had on
yeah,
contract. Like, so like one contract
exactly,
is 100 shares.
yeah,
So exercising
yeah,
me, I want to buy these 100
yeah.
shares.
So I had a $40 call that was in the money, that was deep in the money when when uh when it expired. So I bought them, right. So that was $4,000, but the share price at that point was like 50 something, 60 something. So I actually exercise. There's not that many. I mean, most option traders don't exercise ever. Like you're trading strike prices, but uh, in that situation, in this particular unique situation, the shares are worth more than the actual option contract if you can afford to buy the shares. So that's why my average is as high as it is. But the majority of my shares were bought down at 14 and less. So it's a waiting game. That's all this is a waiting game.
So who
There's
is
no
your
answer
broker?
for them. I'm on Webull. I'm on Webull and Fidelity.
Oh, okay. And how much is a contract right
So
now?
it depends. Right now, it's expensive as shit. So ever since the shit boomed, that implied volatility hit that option strike. So the options right now are expensive as shit. But like when
So
I
one
bought
contract
my
will cost you how much?
I don't know right now, it's gonna cost you a lot because
Say if you wanted like a
because
$70 strike price.
a $70 strike price right now won't cost you as much as a, it depends on how far out, because
So if you wanted some
because the AMC.
January, say you wanted January with $100 strike price, what you think that
So
would cost?
I don't know, but I can tell you that I know the 145 strike price right now has a lot of volume for January. Whole lot of open interest on the 145 strike for January. That's
So
big money behind that.
Dr. Sunshine, he said he on Fidelity and Webull. I'm on E-Trade.
Yeah. So I honestly would not buy options for AMC at this point because the shares are worth more. Options, you buy options, and obviously when it expires, if you can afford to buy the shares, you may as well buy the shares now.
Because you know what? I know a dude, he said, I know a dude rather, he had bought like, I guess, 1,100 shares, I think, in like probably like the teens, and then he had bought some options. Remember when that motherfucker shot up like on the second? He was up $500,000, bro. He came around my house at the end of the day. He was up 400,000, man.
Yeah, but the reason for that is because the reason for that is because when implied volatility hits a stock, like that's why you look at like the real volatile stocks like Tesla, GameStop, AMC, like their strikes are their the strike price, the premiums on their strikes are expensive as shit. All right, that what you're paying for is the volatility, because the price can swing wildly in any direction on any particular day with or without a catalyst. So you're gonna pay for that. That's gonna cost you some money. So that's why the AMC options right now are expensive as they are. So me personally, I like to do spreads because
what spreads?
Spread it's an option strategy where you buy a call and sell a call. I do vertical spreads, so I will buy and sell a call. So when you sell a call, you get the premium, you get money. When you buy one, you pay. So when you do a vertical spread, you only pay the difference. So if I buy a $45 call and sell a $40 call, I'm only going to pay the difference between the strike prices. So instead of paying, if the strike price is for one of them is $5, that'll be a $500 per contract. You just pay the difference between the strike prices, whatever they are.
Damn, that option shit get a little tricky, don't it?
Yeah, options is the option strategy. I mean, people who deal in options, like there's a ton of different ways to make money in options. Like it ain't just buying and selling the options.
So how long you been doing this?
About 6 months.
And you know all this shit that quick?
I read and I watch.
I've been trading for a long time, but I never trade. I'm just now learning about options. But you got that shit down to a science. It sounds like it damn near.
Yeah, you mean the information's out there.
So, but you stand with this, the shares is the play.
And AMC, yes, because you nobody, like I said, nobody knows when it's gonna happen. Now you trade your account. Like me personally, I'm not buying AMC options anymore after the implied volatility because they're just too expensive. So I maybe I'll day trade, weak option contracts, but I'm not gonna buy any options with the intent to exercise them, or even really, because they're just too expensive. Like at this point, I'm not gonna get the bang for my buck. I'd rather just, like I said, either day trade the options, if I'm going to. But honestly, I got enough of my money in AMC. I don't really mess with AMC outside of my shares at this point. But I forgot. What'd you ask me? What's your question?
I said the shares was the play, and you basically
said, You want the shares because like just what I'm talking about, man. The share price is gonna go to something ridiculous. We just don't know when. So if you got money,
you got options, you on a time limit. Basically, with the shares, you can hold through whatever kind of bullshit they're gonna be playing. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, because if say you buy an option contract for the end of the month, right? Because AMC, you think AMC is gonna be right now. It's, I don't know what the price is today. It's somewhere in the 40s. And then if it's
46.10.
Yeah. So you say you think AMC is gonna have a good month. You know, Black Widow come out this weekend. You know, who knows? It might go to $50. You buy a $50 contract. Say, you know, Hedgie decides, shit, we don't want to pay that open interest. We're gonna crush this share price. Yeah,
Mm.
all your money's gone. Versus if you got shares, it don't matter what Hedgie does today or tomorrow or next week or next month, because eventually Hedgie got to buy the share back.
So
So
do you think like they might be trying to get some of their money back on the options traders?
what do you mean? Yeah, I mean, well, the options. So the options do not affect.
Like, but do they
Do not
make the
affect the
money?
share.
Like, say when you take a L
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
option,
They're definitely trying to. They're definitely making
they
some money
might be
because
trying to
they're the
cushion this
ones.
blow by doing
That,
that, maybe.
yeah, yeah. They're the ones selling the contracts. You know, people ain't selling covered calls. You know, they're selling the market makers are selling the options contracts, and they're selling them between each other. They're selling them to us. You know, if you buy $100 um, option, like that's not you're not buying that from an ape. You're buying that from a market maker, right?
Mm.
They make their money off of that, because if it ends up in the money, then you know, I mean, if it ends up out of the money, then they get all that money. So I mean, they make a lot of money off of selling options. You know,
Damn.
now do they have to, you know, do they have to and people don't buy in deep in the money calls. So it's just like, you know, there's no point in, yeah, they're making money off of that, but I'm not worried about that, because at the end of the day, you know, they still have to cover their short positions. So
The
they can make
shares
their
is where
money.
it's at.
Yeah, the shares are what is going to make this happen. Now, a catalyst hits, some FOMO buying causes the price to go up, and then they have to start, because you know, if I think what happened in the beginning, all right, with that big run up was probably a gamma squeeze. So when we got some FOMO and a shit ton of volume, right, we started running up past a bunch of strikes. Every time we run past the strike price, you know, the market makers who sold those calls have to buy those shares as close to the strike price as they can to cover for the calls they sold. Right, they got a hedge. So you know, when we get a catalyst that causes that to happen again, that could very well cause another run up. And whatever causes the run up, you know, whether gamma squeeze comes first or the short squeeze comes first, one of them is going to cause the other.
Marco, I think I'm fucking with the apes, man.
You
I
on
think
with the apes?
I think I'm fucking with the apes, man. This young man right here, you ain't hear probably a lot of the shit he was saying.
I ain't hearing you.
He been breaking it down, man. He been breaking it down. I just want the price. He's saying he don't think it's gonna drop. I want the price to drop because he basically
Oh,
saying the apes ain't selling. He said
they
they don't
not
give a
selling.
fuck what price
If
it is, whatever. He's saying basically, and the way he make this shit sound like, because you know, basically how we were saying it's more shares than what's really is. You know what I'm saying? How we saying they over giving shares. Remember when we were saying that? He
Yeah.
basically saying that's like that dirty trade. And basically, if you want to buy 10,000 shares, it's somebody basically gonna sell it to you to believe it's gonna go down. And when this shit go up, they gonna have to cover that shit. And these motherfuckers is whole no matter what. So no matter how bad they manipulate the price, they not selling until they squeeze these motherfuckers' pockets. I want this bitch to drop low, and I'm getting in, bro. On
they're
everything.
selling. What we're playing again. We're playing this game against a bunch of people who think that, you know, A is ego. B, we're idiots, right? We're a bunch of dumb retail traders that don't know what we're doing. We're just manipulating, and we're also regular people. So eventually, you know, we'll go do something else. We'll get tired of it, right? That's what they're waiting on. Problem is, they got to pay money every single day that we don't, and we know that. So we sit
Because
and
he
we hope
basically
because
you tell him like basically he's saying the shorts they getting charged each day for their position because it's not because they in over their head. So basically they steadily having to pay to hold their position versus the
they're
people
paying
who holding the shares, they don't gotta pay shit.
they're paying margin fees. They're paying interest on the short positions, right? Because anytime you borrow margin, you got to pay interest on it. Anytime you short, you know, you pay interest on that. So that's why they're losing all this money. You know, Melvin Capital, they've lost $5 billion this year off of this play. Half they fucking half they half of they half of what they're worth is gone because of this play in interest. All right. So that's what this. Like I said, this is a waiting game. We don't know when it's gonna happen.
So say they did manipulate this bitch. I just thought of this. Say they manipulated it bad and pushed it like to $12 and then covered their shorts. Then the motherfucker want to go back up or
they can't cover their shorts and they can't push it down. They can't sell to themselves. So for them to push the price down, you got to be selling. And if you're selling, somebody's buying. So say if there's, so the reason, put it this way, the all the selling pressure that's coming in, and this is more proof of the manipulation and how bad this is going to be when it goes. If apes aren't selling, where's all the selling pressure coming from? Because you see the prices go down, and if you look at every single every brokerage, if you look at the inflow, there is more buying than selling. So why is the price going down? If you go look at every single day and you go look at the dark pool trades, you'll see all the volume that's happening in dark pools. So in the dark pools, they're buying from each other, and then they're coming and selling into the market. So that's how they're creating that imbalance between selling and buying and pushing the pressure down. So that's how they're pushing the price down. Now, when so in your question, if they push the price down to $8, which it's not, that ain't gonna happen unless people sell. And if people were gonna sell, they would have sold this week. People ain't selling, all right? If they were to do that, they can't. First of all, they can't push the price that far without people selling. And what happened when they pushed us down to $38? What happened? People ate that shit up. So if they push the price back down to $8, this is where we came from. We don't give a fuck. We're gonna buy all that shit up because you know what? I want more shares anyway.
But my point is, they can't cover right there. Like, no, what? We gonna cover.
They can't cover No, they can't because we're gonna be buying too. And if we're buying and they're buying, what's the price gonna do? It's gonna go back up, and they're gonna be in the same place. And think about it. For them to push the price down, what do they got to do? They gotta sell. How are they gonna sell shares they don't own? They gotta short. So in order to push the price down that far, they got to create more short positions that they got to cover when it gets down there.
What that sound like to you, Marco? They in trouble, bro.
They might be in trouble, but this is my question. What happens if it does go to $12?
People will buy that shit up.
I'm buying some.
People gonna buy that,
like he's saying,
because the only way it's gonna go down to $12 without people selling is if they shorted. If they shorted more, there's already more shares owned than were issued. And for them to get the price way back down there, they gotta sell way more fake shares. Every fake share they sell, they have to buy. So they can't get out by selling it, by pushing it down. They can't get back out because they're gonna have to create more open positions, larger open positions that have to be covered. It can't happen. And then all they're gonna do is they're just gonna put more fake shares in accounts that have to be bought back. So they can't. That's not an answer for them. That's not a solution. The only solution for them to get out of this position is for us to sell to them, and we're not fucking selling to them until it gets to a price that we want to sell at. I am not letting go of any shares until $200. Period.
Okay, so you saying y'all riding it $200? Are y'all? Is that?
Oh no, and I'm talking about that. That's the first place I'm gonna even consider it. Consider letting go of any share. And I got a large enough position. I can let go of 50, 100 shares. That's a 8%. You know what I mean? But I'm just throwing a number out there just because like that just makes you understand. There's some people who ain't letting go until 1,000. Some people ain't letting go until 10,000. Like, and they believe that. The reason they believe that is because if you have been watching this thing for the last 5-6 months, like we have, you understand the position that they're in. They are fucked. They can't. There's way more shares owned than were issued. And if there's no way for us to know, but I'd be willing to bet there's 3, 4, 5 billion shares sitting in these accounts because they've been naked shorting every single day. They're coming in and they're selling. If you look in every community of ape, right? Look on Reddit, you look in Twitter, you look in YouTube, whatever. People are not selling. So where the fuck is all the selling pressure coming from? Not us. It's them selling to push the price down. And they're doing it with fake shares because we own all of them many times over.
And then they digging themselves a deeper ditch each time they do that, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, now I think that there's also them selling to each other, right? That's another thing that they're.
He fell off. I tell you, bro.
So you gonna buy 12? So if it goes to $12, you're buying more.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, he just fell off. But yeah, it go to $12. I think I'm getting in, man. If they push it, but he make it sound they ain't gonna be able to push it that low. I want that motherfucker to go down to get in. And they ain't gonna sell, so it ain't gonna hurt the apes. I just want that bitch to drop so I can get in for real.
And where you gonna run it to?
See, we probably differ there. I'll probably take that motherfucker. That bitch probably gonna at least touch 100. I'll take that bitch to 100. 70, 80. I'll be damn near ready to get out. But I believe once that bitch let go, that motherfucker might go, man. These motherfuckers is not selling.
Sound like you gonna have diamond hands with this motherfucker.
Hey man, these motherfuckers ain't selling. I just want to get in at a cheap price. They're not selling, bro. We see this. We ain't never seen no shit like this, right or wrong. And then when you start really thinking about what this shit is, I'm trying to think what way can the hedge funds manipulate themselves out of this shit? You back on?
They gonna figure it out a way to manipulate.
But
yeah, they are, and they do. We ain't worried about that though, because they can manipulate all they want to. They got to pay money every day. Every day, I'm looking at my account as green as fuck. My AMC position.
See, that's the thing. You know they got to pay. You know how that margin shit work, Marco. They got to pay. And then I was asking him, like, do you think that the brokers will give them some slack? Them up, he said, hey, just think, would you let a motherfucker owe you and don't give you no slack? I don't believe the brokers, they want theirs. So if you constantly paying them,
that's what I see.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's what Dr. Sunshine was saying.
That's what I'm seeing.
And then they said they got $6 trillion. What about that insurance you were saying, bro, Clay?
Oh, that wasn't me. Because I remember reading that they increased the insurance in the market to a record high. I don't remember the number, but somebody said 6 trillion. I knew it was over $1 trillion. I know it was a T in that bitch.
Dr. Sunshine said 6 trillion. So basically,
yeah.
they already got covered. They increased the insurance during this whole little thing right here. They know, man, this shit about to get ugly, bro. These motherfuckers not selling, bro. Straight up.
If we were gonna sell, we would have been sold. Trust me. Like we was at $70. I guarantee you, it ain't. It might have been FOMO people that FOMO'd that bought and scalped on that run up. But you know, if you bought in at $8, $14, and you think this shit's gonna go to triple digits, you wasn't blinking at 70. You was happy. That shit was nice. But I ain't worrying about nothing. I'm glad I said I'm glad I kept all my shares. I didn't sell shit that day. I ain't sold a single fucking share of AMC since March. I think in March.
Tell me this.
I took some profits, but I ain't so.
Out of the 80% of the holders, how many of them you think got in at that real low price?
I think the majority of us have been in since then. The vast majority of apes have been in since then because we've seen that. We saw this. What happened with GameStop, and a third reason that I'm doing this and a lot of people doing this, I like going to the fucking movies. Them motherfuckers put Toys R Us out of business like this. Like I like AMC, the company. So, you know, it's another reason. But I mean, I bought my shares back in January. I was a part of that bullshit that Robinhood did and all them other ones. I lost money in that. But I bought more shares. I bought at 5. I bought at 7. I bought at 8. I bought at 13. I bought at 11. And then I think in March when it hit 14, I took some profits. And then I think like 2 or 3 days later when it dipped, I bought some more. And then I bought again when I exercised a contract back in May or June. One of them. Matter of fact, it was June. I exercised the contract back in June. So I ain't sold shit. Like I watched the shit run up to 70. I was like, yeah, it was a fun day. I ain't selling shit though, because I think it's gonna go way higher. And I want all my fucking shares when it do.
They not selling, man.
And I'm not.
You don't think they'll try and stiff y'all?
That's what I told them.
You don't think they'll try and stiff y'all somehow?
Who's they?
Whoever that's in charge of those shares.
So whoever, I'm in charge of my shares. I bought them.
No, he basically saying like when it's time to pay up, like I asked you earlier. He basically asked you the
No,
question I asked you earlier.
so when it's time to buy, when they have to cover their positions, so this is all digital. There are no hard shares, because if there were hard shares, this shit wouldn't be this shit wouldn't be happening. If there were paper shares, this wouldn't be happening. Everything's digital. So because everything's digital, it's vulnerable to manipulation. So that's what we're dealing with right now. So, but the fact of the matter is, it don't matter if the share is real or not. What matters is that they have an open short position, and the broker who lent them those shares or allowed them to sell those shares, they're making money off that short position. The broker is. The broker is getting interest every day. So hedge fund or whatever, they got to pay interest on their open positions. They got to pay interest on their margin. So broker is gonna get their money, and then when margin call happens, because again the broker ain't gonna assume no responsibility, because the broker let the shares out. The broker lent shares that don't exist. Now, the reason that the position is allowed to stay open when they didn't cover is because they've been buying deep in the money calls, and that's where the FTDs come from. So there's a shit ton of failure to delivers because there's open short positions that aren't closed. So look at if you look at the failure to delivers from going back to March, April, May, June. Look at the failure to deliver. That's public information. Look at the failure to delivers from in AMC and GameStop, but really AMC over the last 3-4 months. It's in the millions, tens of millions of open short positions that aren't getting closed, that aren't getting delivered. That's because the shares don't exist. Shares don't exist, and then the ones that do exist, we own them. So there's a bunch of short positions that aren't getting closed because the shares that they need to close them are in apes accounts, and the apes said, "Fuck you, we're not selling them. You can't have them. You can have them for $1,000. You can have one share for $1,000." That's the situation that they're in. So, like I said, there's all kinds. There's tons of DD out there, tons of information that's public, readily available, and all of it leads you to the same conclusion. They sold short shares because they thought the business was bad and it was going out of business. And you ask them, yeah, oh yeah, well, people aren't going to the movies no more. They want to start streaming and this and that bullshit. People want to go outside. People want to go to the movies. They shorted it, and it don't even matter because this is something else that boggles my mind. The most simple concept when it comes to value in the market is something is worth what people are willing to pay for it. So if you think AMC is worth $30 and I think it's worth $20, guess what? It's worth $30 because it's worth what the highest person is willing to pay for it. So you can think it's 1 cent, you can think it's $13, you can think it's $20. It don't matter. The price is going to be what the highest price somebody's willing to pay for it. So price is subjective. So if you think AMC is worth pennies and you short it, cool. If I think it's worth more, I will buy it for those pennies and I'm gonna keep it. And if the price goes up and if the price goes up and you eventually have to buy the shares back at a higher price, that's what you got to do. And if I decide if the apes own every share that has ever been issued, the price is gonna go up until somebody decides to sell them. And if anything, if the last week has given us any confidence, is that the apes ain't selling shit. They attacked the stock pretty fucking hard this week. They dumped it, and apes was just like, oh well. I bought in. We been owning this stock since it was fucking $14 and less. So seeing it at $38, I'm still up 250%.
See, that's the thing to let me know these motherfuckers might can hold. That's why I asked him how many got in at that low price. If most of them got in at the low teens, single digits, they can go through whatever the fuck they're gonna try to pull.
The majority of the apes have been in. Cause think about it. He said that I think it was the first week of May when Adam Aaron, the CEO, said that there's 4.2 million shareholders. All right, at that point, the share price was still at $14. So you got 4.2 million shareholders that owned at $14 and less. That's what the share price was first week of May when Adam Aaron said there's 4.2 million shareholders. the price was under $14. So yes, 4.2 million shareholders. How many you think there are now? Probably way more. Because apes that bought in at $14 ain't gone. Because the only reason to buy AMC between September of last year and April of this year was for the short squeeze. So every single fucking one of them is still here because the short squeeze has not happened.
This is the only question I got a question. Even I understand what you guys are doing and everything. You know, you guys want to go against the hedge funds. You want to take them down and everything. But do you really want to be investing like that, where you gotta just you gotta do a whole bunch of digging through the crates as far as finding information about every little thing that's going on?
That's what investing is. That's what DD is, man.
I mean, I understand that. I understand due diligence, but what I'm saying to you, there's a lot of variables that has to go certain ways in order for this thing to work out. And to me,
tell me what form of investing. Tell me what form of investing doesn't involve you doing research.
I mean, I understand.
And Wayne, there's no type of investing that don't involve weighing variables. If you decide to day trade a stock, do you not have to weigh variables?
Yeah, but is Tesla going through the same thing AMC going through right now?
Tesla. So you want to compare it to Tesla? Tesla can swing $30, $40, $50, $100 on a daily basis.
Yeah, but your guy trades. He compared AMC to Tesla. He compared
I don't care about that. What that got to do with anything? What does that have to do with the squeeze?
I'm saying, listen, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Okay, what I'm saying to you is that it's like a war with AMC. It's just like a war, and at the end of the day, it's gonna be like, you know, you guys got to have certain things that's got to come your way in order for y'all to get paid.
So
my problem is this. Okay, do you really want to go into a war with money? Because everybody ain't trading like you. You might have multiple other trades going on to where you can afford to, you know, take a gamble with AMC. But the average investor doesn't have the luxury of trading AMC. They might believe that AMC is the only thing that's going to get them to the top. And there's a whole bunch of things that has to go your guys' way in order for it to happen.
So two things. Hold on. I got your point. Two things, right? Number one, it ain't my responsibility to worry about other traders and how they control their account. If they decide to put their nest egg in this shit, that's on them. If they're gonna trade responsibly, that's on them to trade responsibly. It's not me. It's not my job to tell them how much they should put in their account or how long they should wait for this. That's number one. Number two, there ain't no investment. There's no way to invest in the stock market that's gonna be guaranteed. Everything is based on risk. But what we do know is, just like you said, it's a war, right? It's a war. We cut them by buying up the shares that they sold short. They're bleeding every single day. That literally bleeding money every single day that we don't give up. So all we gotta do is fucking wait. There's a running clock on this shit. We just don't know how much time is on that bitch.
But the thing is, they can ask for political favors. You can't.
They can, but guess what? What they can't do, they can't have my shares unless I decide to sell them.
Somebody might financially bail them out.
I don't care.
That's cool.
They get bailed out.
That might prolong them selling the shares, though. That's what I'm saying. It could prolong them selling the shares.
Hold no matter what, bro.
It seems like they're going to hold too. So then where do we go from here?
But see, they can't hold because there's a limited amount of money and they're paying every single day. I am not paying anything to hold the AMC shares. It's not costing me anything. So the AMC could drop $10 right now. I don't give a fuck because I'm still gonna be up 200% if it drops $10 right now. It's not costing me a single penny to hold AMC. It's costing them money every single day. Hundreds of millions of dollars every single day.
I understand all the numbers here. I get that. I get what you're saying regarding that. But I'm saying that we have to assume that these guys right here are going to do something crooked.
They are.
They are.
We have to assume that.
We are, and they have been. But guess
But
what?
the apes don't give a
They're,
fuck.
guess what? They're still losing money every day because they're not paying money to us. They're paying money to the broker. The broker is in a business. What the fuck? The broker is in the business too, right? The broker that they
Exactly.
borrowed from is in business too, and the broker's like, hey, I don't give a fuck what's going on between y'all. You need to pay me this interest on this margin, and you need to pay me this interest on these short shares. So the broker is gonna get their money. We sitting here not paying shit because we bought our shares, real or fake, it don't matter. They got to buy the shares back because they sold them short. So they stuck between a rock and a hard place to where they can they can sell shares short to keep the price where it's at and pay interest every single day, losing tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of $1,000,000 a day, or they can sell more shares, attack the price and drop it, and then give us cheap shares in our account that they have to buy back eventually, or they can let the price run and then end up getting margin called, or and then end up paying more interest on their short positions that are even more in the red. So there's no answer for them. There's no way out. Only way out for them. And yeah, so the government bails them out. I don't give a fuck because they still got buying shares. They still got to buy my shares back. I don't give a
See,
fuck what
that's
goes
the
on
thing you
between them
ain't
and the
getting,
broker.
bro.
I don't give a fuck what goes on between them and the government. And the government, if the government want to step in and bail them out, I don't give a shit. It's better than them. It's better than them bailing them out like they did in 2008, where I don't get nothing from it.
Put like this, they get bailed out. That mean the apes about to get paid.
Exactly. Like if they get bailed out, if they get bailed out, it's because the apes already got paid.
Yeah.
It's because they went broke. Because like a Citadel is like 40% of the market. They provide all this liquidity. If Citadel takes a big hit, yeah, the market's gonna take a big hit. If the government's gonna pay Citadel back and give them some money, a bailout, hey, I don't give a shit. But Citadel owe me money, and Citadel's gonna pay me buy my shares back because they opened up that short position.
They
That has
have
to be
to, bro.
closed.
They got to pay them.
Hey, guys.
So you
I mean,
don't sound like you not sold on that shit.
I'm like this. I hear what everything he's saying. I hear everything. I swear to God, I do. Okay, and I'm not disputing anything that you're saying regarding the numbers. But for me, as an investor, I wouldn't hold AMC for a long time.
I
I
want to
wouldn't.
get
I
in
would not
cheap
be
and
alone.
I'll hold that
I
bitch right
wouldn't
with
hold
them.
that.
So
I wouldn't hold that.
not that I'm trying to sell you on it, because I mean you responsible for your own account, right? But I'm explaining to y'all why the ape community is as big as it is and why that shit is growing. I'm explaining to y'all why we got regular fucking people getting on CNBC Fast Money to talk about this shit. You realize that there are actual Twitter apes, like people on Twitter in the ape community that's popping up on CNBC Fast Money to talk about this shit. There's a reason for that. This is a legit movement. This is a community. Like, people ain't selling. And we got big money who's used to winning and cheating, getting beat at their own game by a bunch of regular retail dumb traders. By dumb money. They're getting beat by dumb money. And they're losing because dumb money is up several 100%. Because like I said, Adam Aaron, first week of May, said that there's 4.2 million shareholders. Them shareholders own all their shares at $14 and less because that's what the share price was at that point in time. So if there are 4.2 million people who have shares at $14, guarantee you there's more than that now because they either bought more or held. If I own shares at $14, why the fuck would I sell at 38 when it was at 55 and I didn't sell? When it was at 70 and I didn't sell? Why the fuck would I sell at 38? That's why when we have red days, nobody gives a shit. Because if we held through $70, we can hold all the way back to 20.
See, that's a problem for them hedge funds, bro. What motherfuckers with you've never seen a group of people stand in a line like this and saying we gonna do this until this, and we
This
ain't
has
selling. We
never
don't give a fuck
happened.
what y'all talking about. I'm fucking with you. I see what I think they're gonna do. They're gonna try to drop this shit to scare people out, but that ain't gonna work.
That's what they've been doing. That's what they just tried, and you saw what happened.
And they're gonna try to
This shit
drop
with
it more, I think, just to see
this
if
shit
they
with
can
the, this
scare
shit
you.
with
But
this
if
shit when the
y'all
38
in,
people was like, oh, give me them. People, that shit when the 38 people was like, give me them. 55 was too much. 48 was too much. I buy 38. That shit bounced off of 38. Look at the chart from yesterday. That shit hit 38 and fucking bounced like a tennis ball.
they in trouble, bro.
That shit is not that shit. We ain't like that. They can't drop the price too low because again, how are they dropping the price? They're dropping the price by selling fake shares. Guess what they got to do with them fake shares? They got to buy them bitches. They got to buy them bitches back eventually.
That's fuck. They digging themselves deeper. Basically, what he's saying, this shit is getting bad. It's like you cut yourself and just keep on cutting. That's what the fuck they doing. Because they trying to say, well, okay, we're gonna manipulate the price down. Like he's saying, what you issuing those shares, say when motherfuckers buy them, there's some more shit you got to cover on the way up.
Exactly.
So you keep on getting in more trouble along the way. And these motherfuckers not believe they scared as fuck, bro. You got to look, like I said, they reading the Twitters, they looking at the videos, and they seeing the mentality of these motherfuckers. They scared as fuck, bro. They trying to figure a way out this shit, I believe. But
yeah, I mean, you look at all the fake look at all the fake accounts that they creating to tell us to share, to tell us to sell, tell us, you know, like there's all kinds of fake accounts. If you know, people are screenshotting them too and sharing them. So fucking look at the hashtag AMC on Twitter, and you know, you scroll through there, you're gonna see some fake accounts. You're gonna see some people jumping in there trolling, and it's funny because it's so transparent. We can see that. It's hilarious to me, honestly. Like that tells you this ain't normal. If that's what, think about how much money these motherfuckers got, and they resorting to that. They resorting to creating fake accounts. Think about how these rich dudes, they got all this money sitting in a boardroom, sitting in a conference room, saying, you know what, this is where we at now. We creating fake. We're telling our fucking interns to create fake social media accounts to go jump in these streams and tell people to sell. That's what they doing. How much shit you think they tried before that didn't work? Because it's simple. It's simple. Our job is simple.
You, Marco?
Our job is simple. It's fine. You don't have to. You don't got to. But I mean, like I said, I'm not here to sell y'all. But I just wanted to. I mean, I seen y'all talking about it. I'm just like, let me fill y'all in on.
You just sold me, man. I just want this bitch to drop and get in with. Now, what's your thing, Marco?
I just don't like the fact that it's just a war right here, and you playing with guys who got more money than you guys.
But see, what
exactly.
you got to understand, they don't. But what you got to understand, they done back them in the corner, bro. Them apes they creating fake accounts through Twitter and social media. They selling fake shares. They doing all this. How is that even legal? How is this shit even legal?
It's not legal. It's manipulation. But it's manipulation. But the problem is, SEC really don't have the funding and the people to really investigate shit. Like think about the government in general, man. Investigations are long and lengthy, and you're dealing with people that got money that can draw the shit out. So SEC is not gonna really help us here. We know it's. I mean, like I said, a lot of there's enough public information out there that's from unbiased sources that you can trust, that it leads you to a very simple conclusion that they're shorting. Like I said, Adam Aaron, the CEO of AMC, what reason does he have to lie? Said that there's 4.2 million shareholders, right, that own 80% of the float. The float is only 501 or 513 whatever million shares. So if we own 490 million shares and we're not selling, which again, if there's more buying every single day than there is selling, how does the price go down? Manipulation is the answer to that question. So if we know it's being manipulated every single day, why do you think that is? The price has to be kept below a certain point because we own the float. And when they need to buy the shares back, they have to buy them back from us. But we're not selling. So very, very, very simple supply and demand concept. When demand is high and supply is low, meaning they have to buy the shares back, we're not giving it to them, there's no supply, price goes up until there's a supply. So if I bought my shares at $14 and I decided I'm not letting go of shit until it gets to $500, guess what the price is going to be? Guess what price they have to pay? They have to pay $500.
You got to look at it like this, bro. They got in at so cheap of a price that they can hold, man. It don't cost them nothing. And the hedge funds got to figure something out quick. They leaking, bro.
So they can drag this thing. You're right. They can drag this thing on for months if they want to. The fact of the matter is they're going to pay money every single day, and it's not costing me
And the
anything
apes
to sit
don't
there
pay
and watch
shit.
my.
They just
It don't
lose
cost.
profit
Yeah,
for the
it
time
just.
being.
It's not. It's not. It's unrealized. And
Yeah.
honestly, if I believe the price is higher than it is, the price is what I. If I'm the seller, the price is what I'm gonna sell it for. It ain't what you're gonna pay for. It's what I'm gonna sell it for. If you have to buy it. Now,
You know what?
if you don't have to buy it, the price is what you'll pay for it. But if you have to buy it, which when you create a short position, you give that power up. When you create a short position, you have to buy it back. So when you create a short position, you put the power in the seller's hands.
Hmm.
They
Have
put the
you watched
power
the
in
Big
our
Short?
hands.
Have you
Hmm?
seen the Big Short?
Yeah.
Okay, now in that movie, that one guy knew that it was manipulation
Hmm.
with the with that whole deal with the mortgages.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Yep.
that shit took a long time
Hmm.
for it to materialize,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of bullshit in between why that shit was being held up.
It was
Hmm.
manipulation
What
on the
makes
housing market.
Yeah.
He
okay?
knew.
That's fine.
So what makes
That's
you
fine.
think? So my question is, what makes you think that this thing is going to happen anytime soon? To me, this
I
sounds
don't. I
like
don't.
if
I
you
don't think.
guys get paid,
They don't
I don't
care.
think it is. I don't care when it happens.
so
Put it this
you're
way.
willing,
Put it
so
this
you're
way.
willing to wait 2 years? Are you willing to wait 2 years?
If they
What I
have
wait
to.
if I have to. I don't need the money. So if you're doing this with money that you need, you're an idiot, right? But if you don't need this money, what I have is a lottery ticket. I just don't know when the number's gonna come up, but I know it's a winner. I just don't know
So
when
you
it's gonna
willing
get
to hold
called.
it for 2 years?
Yeah, because I don't need the money. I'm trading.
This
I got
sounds like
other
a
this is
like
this
a
they
2 year expedition.
Long
That's
as
what
well
they
it
see
get
sounds
that
like.
big bag, who gives a
you're
fuck?
putting exactly you're putting a date on it. I'm not putting a date on it. I don't know when it's gonna happen. What I do know is it's gonna happen
Put like this,
because they created the short position. They have to close it at some point.
Marco.
And
You gotta ask.
every day they don't, it costs money.
You gotta ask yourself: do the hedge funds want to pay 2 years worth of tax?
I think personally, the motherfuckers go get bailed out.
So,
Yeah. See, you
but
keep on
even if
saying
they
that.
do it, it don't matter. This
They
ain't
still
about.
got to
I
get
mean,
paid.
yeah, they can't. They can bail
Somehow,
the hedge funds out. I don't care. This.
that
So this is it.
somehow, I just see somehow that they're gonna manipulate to where somebody's gonna get stiff.
How?
Well, that's.
Somebody's gonna get stiff.
How they can do?
I
How
mean,
can they do that?
I don't know. They'll manipulate it away. You know how they
they've
do
been,
it.
they have been. But say if you got the fear, you sound like scared money right now. Like
No, I ain't scared of
that's
money. I ain't scared of shit. I'll tell you that
that's
right
fine.
now. I'm not scared of
But
shit. I'm not scared of
nobody's
motherfucking thing. Okay, but the fact of the
nobody's
matter
making it.
is,
Ain't nobody trying to sell you on getting in there. Like that's on you.
okay,
If you don't
I'm
want,
saying at the end of the day, to me, with this stock right here, I'm saying that it's too many fucking variables for me to invest my money into that motherfucker.
So if this thing,
Now,
so if they manipulate this thing down to the low teens, you still don't want none of it.
I'll tell you what, this is what I would do. I ain't scared of shit. If I'm investing,
Oh, I
I'll
know
probably
you ain't
ride that
scared.
bitch from 18 to motherfucking like 75. I'm out. I'm
Hey,
not
that's
fucking with
cool.
this shit because at the end of the day, bottom line, it's too many fucking variables for y'all to get paid.
What you mean
And
is
I'm
very,
not
but
trying. I'm not trying.
really, to be honest, it's not a lot of variables when he break it
Yeah, it
down.
is.
Like it's simple.
Yes, it is.
Like put it like this: that what they got to do is wait, because basically the hedge funds see the thing that let me know the motherfuckers for around will get paid. For one, they not gonna sell that shit, and the hedge funds they don't pay to hold. The hedge funds paying to hold them short positions, and who likes losing money every fucking day? And they reading the thing like these motherfuckers ain't selling. So then they go try to keep it stagnant. They go try to drop. I believe they gonna try to drop this bitch lower. But they should know by now, them motherfuckers is not gonna sell. See, that's the thing. They're in trouble.
Look, I hear you. Okay, I understand that they in trouble and everything. I get what you're saying.
And they're not selling.
Okay, well, I understand that. I understand what you're
So
saying.
how can the
But
hedge funds win?
okay, what I'm saying to you, I don't want to be in a war with some billionaires at this point. Scared money, and that ain't got shit to do with it.
Put
It's
like
about
this.
being smart.
if you bet something that you can afford to sit aside, just like any investment we sit aside and shit goes through it. You know what I'm saying? But long as you ain't got no money that you need, you can afford it. And then the longer it wait, hell, your tax purposes get better. If it took a year, fuck it. Now you only got to pay 20% on the shit if it's a lot of money. So actually, it works out.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
And then, like I said, if they drop it, which hopefully it do, and the apes don't care, so I ain't wishing for nothing bad on apes, so they gonna hold regardless. I want them to try to manipulate the fuck out of it. I'm getting in because I see a group of motherfuckers who standing 10 toes down. They gonna make them motherfucking hedge funds bow down because it's costing them to do this. It's costing the apes nothing to stay in. It's common sense to me. But see, they believe in these dudes as new traders. We can manipulate this. We gonna shake them out. Them motherfuckers they locking step, bro. This is some scary. If I'm a hedge fund, I'm scared as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay. Well, I mean,
you wouldn't be, say you was the hedge funds, you wouldn't be scared because these motherfuckers ain't selling and they constantly paying every day. Boom, boom, boom. So we try to drop this bitch. They still ain't getting out.
So y'all know apes is
his phone going out, but he'll be back in. That shit got to be scary for them, bro. They trying everything.
As
long as the apes don't sell and they're not selling, they fuck, man. They gonna have to let whatever happen. And like you said, they gonna get bailed out. But then we got to look at that. Once they get bailed out, it's gonna be bad for the economy. This shit gonna shake some shit up. Man, I'm trying to get a piece of the action, bro.
Well, like I said before,
they caught them with their hands in the cookie jar, bro. And they thought they was gonna outsmart the average people, but this time it ain't gonna work, bro. I believe that shit, bro. I really see what this shit is now. You know what I'm saying? I can't even lie. I was wrong, man. And these motherfuckers are resilient. They're not stopping, bro. Why would you get on that? Because you know.
Y'all hear me?
It's an easier way to make a buck. That's all I'm saying.
But okay, it's all the same. You sitting your money somewhere and waiting for a profit. So how is it easier? It's nothing harder. You just sitting there, just like with any investment. You got diamond hands, right? We holding some shit. We've been holding for a minute now, right? It ain't no different.
Okay, now tell me this: does the companies that we're into are they involved with all this shit that AMC is involved in?
It's not no big hype and shit around it, but either way, a trade is a trade. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's hyped up or not.
Could be
you know
manipulated. Because you said, okay, well, the hedge funds lose billions of dollars.
No. With our shit, no, it's not. But
okay, so that's my point.
Who gives a fuck about that?
Because I do. Because at the end of the day, you're running into a situation. You're dealing with some crooked motherfuckers.
They definitely are.
Okay, you're dealing with some crooked ass people, and don't think for a second that these people will not jack the retail investors. Just plainly jack people.
How can they jack them?
Don't think that can't happen.
Give me a scenario where the retail investor don't get paid on this.
I just believe that somehow, some way, they'll sit there and say that y'all was sold fake shares and they weren't.
What?
Okay, they can say that.
So it's no insurance with this where you got covered. Well, look, I don't give a fuck what they sold me. I see say you got 3,000 shares. I see 3,000 shares in my motherfucking account. Where my money? What you mean? They can't do that.
Well, says who?
And like Doc Sunshine said, they got that 6 trillion insurance. They gonna have to pay up, bro. They got caught their hands. They fucked up. See, sometimes I don't want to
invest I don't want to be no long-term holder of this motherfucking stock. And it's got all these damn hoops and everything. I don't want to be involved in that. I just don't want to be involved. Not no long term. You telling me, hey, I want this bitch to go to $18 and I'm riding this bitch at $75. I'm gonna say, go ahead.
I mean, to each his own with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I might hold this motherfucker. I might hold this bitch a little longer myself, man.
I'm straight.
To be honest, because I see these motherfuckers ain't stopping, and they gonna run this shit up on their ass.
Okay, I understand that part. I get it.
Now, I'm not trying to hold to no 1,000. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I believe it's a lot of profit here to be made. I didn't understand the dynamics of this shit all the way. Now looking at it like this, and then the key piece is the apes that's not gonna sell. You see what I'm saying? And I was looking at they putting them on TV for this or that. These motherfuckers is they just ain't never seen no shit like this before. This shit gonna go down in history, bro. They fucked up. See what it was. They never thought people was gonna use technology, get together, and form a group. People form groups for all type of other shit, but nothing that's gonna make you no money. So now people decided, people will form a Facebook group to talk about this or that. Now it's about holding on. It's about the ticker. It's about them covering. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Yeah, now people forming a group. We gonna get some money, and the information is out there. So they use all the tools to their advantage and caught them motherfuckers with their hands in the cookie jar, bro. They never expected this. Because usually they get away with it. They short companies down. What they said they did it to Toys R Us. They short them down and they died. This time the retail investor caught their motherfucking ass. Hey, sometimes you get caught slipping, bro. You get caught with your pants down. It happened to them this time. They gonna have to pay. But like you said, they gonna get bailed out. You act like they gonna really go broke. They always bail the rich motherfuckers out. Think about it. That's what's gonna happen. They gonna get bailed out. They fucked up. But what this is gonna do is lessen the value of a dollar even more. Because think all the money they're gonna have to put out here to cover this shit. A double cheeseburger gonna cost $5 in McDonald's, motherfucker. By the time this shit done, now I'll say that it's gonna be hell to pay, bro. Because think how much money they're gonna have to put out there to cover these losses, man. This shit gonna go bad for them, man. It's gonna do something to the economy, I believe, bro. In my opinion.
So who's gonna be to blame for that?
The hedge funds for being greedy. And they never accounted for the retail investor becoming smart enough to do this. And they also thought you can divide and conquer. But that shit ain't working, bro. That's not working.
My phone hot as shit right now.
Yeah, I know how them phones be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
didn't go ahead, bro.
So when it comes to think about who we're dealing with. When you short a company out of business, that is the most lucrative thing a company can do. Because when you short a position, when you open a position and you short that money, you get all that money, right? That's tax-free money. If the company goes out of business, guess what you don't got to do? You don't got to buy them shares back. That is tax-free, 100% profit.
I ain't know that.
There ain't too many plays in investing that have that upside, right? So that's why they do this shit so much.
So basically, it's the best way to make some tax-free money in this game.
It is. However, the loss risk is infinite because, like I said, when you decide to open up a short position, when you sell to open, you have to buy to close. So normally, in a supply and demand situation, the power is with the buyer. The buyer picks the price. When you open up a short position and you sell, when you sell first, then the person you sold to has the power. Now the seller no longer the seller has to become the, like, we don't have to give them. He at the
mercy of the person that he sold the shares to.
Exactly. We own, because if the buyer has to buy, then the seller has the power. Because the seller has to buy, it has to become the buyer. So if you have to buy my product, then I can name the price.
You basically, once you sell that buyer the shares, you gave him control at that point.
Exactly. That's what they did. And the reason they're holding on, the reason they're doing everything is because, think about it. They think of who we're dealing with. We're dealing with people who have a very low opinion of retail traders. They believe retail traders are just ants. We're dumb money, right? They have all these tools. They have all these algorithms, computers, and everything. They have a bunch of access to things we don't have, right? So yes, we're going into battle against, an entity that has way more firepower than us. But they gave us the one thing. We're going into battle against Superman, but we have kryptonite. Like we got the one thing that can beat them. We got the fucking shares. So they can apply every tactic, they can use every weapon that they have against us. We don't even know what else they can try. At the end of the day, it don't matter, because the only thing we have to do is not sell. And if anything has shown you over the past week, is we're not selling. We traded sideways for 2 weeks. You would think that eventually we'd lose interest, especially after getting all excited to go up to 70 and then come down and trade sideways for 2 weeks. You think we get bored and walk away? Nope, because we bought at 14. I love seeing $55. I bought at 14. and then you dip it down to 38. And I bought that shit up because I'm like, shit, this thing been $55. This is cheap now. So they bought that shit. They can't dip it too far because they were gonna buy it. They can't let it go too high because then they're gonna get margin calls and they're gonna get deeper. Their positions are gonna go even deeper red. So their best bet is to keep it where it's at. Keeping it where it's at costs them money every single day.
Think about that, bro. And that ain't no cap. It's costing them to keep doing this. At some point, they gonna have to pull the button. They gonna have to let it go, bro.
So and if you're worried about them getting out of it, how are they gonna get out of it? They have to buy the shares back because AMC only issued 500 million shares. There's probably 1 billion, 2 billion shares sitting in these accounts of apes. They have to buy them back. They have to buy the fake ones back. They have to buy every short position that they sold has to be closed. So it don't matter how many shares themselves. It don't matter how many shares are owned. It matters how many short positions are open. They have to close them. They can't close them unless people sell their shares. And the government ain't gonna step in. Why the fuck would the government? The government step in afterwards, because if you have a big entity like Citadel that supplies so much liquidity to the market, and if you look in, I've heard that I read that Biden and the SEC Gary Gensler, they're talking about problems with the market and the monopoly in the market of some of these hedge funds that are too big. That's one thing that they're talking about. But at the end of the day, that don't even matter. That's a side conversation. If Citadel takes a big hit and they provide 40% of liquidity to the market and the market takes a hit, yeah, the government's probably going to come in and help them out. But guess what? That's going to happen after Citadel has to pay to close their position. So we're going to get our money. I don't care what happens to the hedge funds afterwards. Guess what? The hedge fund afterwards they're going to take a hit. They're going to have to give up that money because they opened up those positions. This is the game that they play. So you can't play a risk-free game in the stock market. There is no risk-free. They took a risk by opening up short positions. It went bad. They got to pay up.
How can you say that shit don't make sense, Marco?
Well, look, dude. I'm not saying it don't make sense. Okay, I'm not saying it.
You just think they about to try something. They about to pull it.
They about to pull a whammy.
How can they?
They're gonna figure it out.
How can they and the apes not gonna sell their shares? See, that's the whole thing. That's the whole key to this shit. As long as they hold the shares, they got the power.
Because let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to the basics of what the shorting is. All right, they owe the broker. All right, so the broker are the ones who gave them the money. The broker is a separate entity that's about their money too. It's a separate business. So the broker ain't on our side. The broker ain't on their side. The broker is the broker. The broker lent the shares out. The broker is getting money, getting paid. That millions of dollars that the hedge funds are losing, that's going to the brokers. They're making big money off of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the risk gets too high, the broker is going to be the one that activates the margin call, because the broker is going to be like, this shit is getting too crazy. Y'all are over leveraged. Close your positions because we lent you these shares from the other people that are that the broker supports, right? So if all three of us belong to the same broker and I decide I want to short the stock, they're gonna borrow the shares from y'all and give them to me to sell. Those are y'all shares. So the broker is gonna tell me at some point, hey, go buy them shares back because I got to get them back to the people they belong to.
Mm.
So this ain't about the government. It ain't got nothing to do with the government. This is about the brokers. The brokers are going to be the ones that end this thing.
And when the brokers ain't gonna go out of business trying to protect the hedge funds. They're not going to do that.
They're not, because if I bought shares, they're fucking mine. If my broker lent them out and I want my shares back, hey broker, go get my shares. Broker, hey man, go buy them shares back so I can get them shares back to my guy. This ain't got nothing to do with the government,
bro.
The government coming in. The government might come in later, but the government is not going to stop this. They have no role in it. And the hedge fund, you're right. Hedge fund's going to do everything they can to keep it from happening. But at the end of the day, they got to trick the broker
every day to keep this shit going.
They paying every day, and they got the broker want their money.
You know the broker ain't gonna take no shorts. You know that. I mean, how can it not happen, bro? Really, when you look at it like this, it's just win. For real. When you really think about it.
It sounds like to me the only people that's gonna get paid is the broker.
The broker's getting paid for sure.
Broker getting paid. Broker been getting paid this whole time.
Yeah.
Broker been getting money this whole time.
At this
But
point,
again, but the broker getting paid because he lent out shares that belong to other people. If I bought the shares, they're mine. So if the broker is lenting out shares to short, the broker has to do that based on shares that they have access to from other people in their brokerage. So
And they're
when
gonna have to make good on them shares when it's time.
that's a limited amount, and you can look up the short interest. You can look up the shares available to short. That's public information. You can look up how many shares are available to short. And AMC, for a long period of time, had 0 shares available. Utilization rate is how many shares are available to short. And the utilization is consistently 98, 99, 100%. Like all the shares are gone. There's none to borrow. And as soon as some pop up, they get lent out at ridiculous prices, because you can look at the interest rate whenever they on all borrowable shares. There's an interest rate too, and that shit is high. You know why it's
So
high?
basically,
Because brokers are gonna pay it.
So basically, what you're saying, when they going back door getting them shares, they paying a shitload of money to even do this because they really doing some shit they ain't supposed to be doing. So the interest on it is crazy.
Yeah, the interest rate's high because when you can charge a high interest rate, you charge a high interest rate because people will pay it, and they're in a tough position. They have to keep the price low. So when the utilization goes up, they got to go and they got to go and use high frequency trading, ladder attacks. They got to trade in the dark pools to create fake buying pressure. Fake selling pressure. They got to create synthetic shares. They got multiple ways of manipulating the stock price down. Cool. You
So
still paying money. You still paying every day, and I'm looking at my account. It's green as shit.
So
ask me this question. How much money you think they've already paid?
Melvin Capital lost $5 billion this year. 5B.
I'm talking about on AMC alone. This on AMC alone.
I don't care. That don't matter how much money they lost. I know how much money I'm up.
Okay, how much money do you think they lost? I
don't know. I don't know, because like I said, it's not one hedge fund. It's multiple hedge funds. It's all kinds of people, and it's not public. It's not public. Short positions they're not mandated to give up short positions. Like they don't have to like a hedge fund does not have to publicly release their short positions. So there's no way for us to know how much money they've lost. And that's not even really relevant, because if they still got money to lose, they're going to keep this going, because, like I said, instead of giving up and climbing out the hole, they're just going to dig it deeper, because giving up and climbing out the hole would be admitting defeat to a bunch of dumb money. So it's ego. It's ego at play here. It's they think that, if they wait us out, that we'll give up, or that they can manipulate us into paper handing it, or whatever they think. But it's not, like I said, this is not. They've employed a bunch of different tactics. None of it works, because we are all on all our different social media outlets, social media. We all know, like, hey, we got one job, fucking hold.
It's scary for them. Reddit, all that shit is scary, and they probably is paying like.
Go look, man. Just look at the Twitter hashtag, just hashtag AMC, and just scroll through that shit. I do that every day, man.
Saying that yesterday. They saying they ain't gonna leave. And what you think the hedge funds when they looking at that shit? Damn.
They're looking at the same thing. Like,
they preparing something else. They about to try. Something else. But at this point, they probably thinking this shit probably ain't gonna work.
And it's funny when they try shit, and when they try something new, roll through Twitter. Somebody done figured that out, and then they share it. And then now we all on the same page and know what they did. That shit didn't work. We laughing now, while our accounts, are still green.
Just imagine being a hedge fund. You try something, then you check the temperature on Twitter, because believe they doing that, and they see these motherfuckers ain't budging. At a certain point, you're gonna say, man, we're gonna have to let these motherfuckers win. Now, how the fuck we gonna fix ourselves once we let this shit go? They preparing for the after this shit, probably, to be honest. That's what I believe. They know it's over.
They're gonna drag this out as long as they can possibly drag it, because they don't.
But it's costing them more to do this. Just think, each day they paying, then they gonna really have to pay once they buy the cover.
Yep.
So, how can this go wrong, Marco?
We can't lose at this point.
It's another way. It's an easier way to make $1, guys. That's all I can say.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. You're not wrong. There's other ways. I'm not gonna say. I mean, there's other ways. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm still day trading every once in a while. You know, today I'm
Look,
not.
you know what, man? I'm just gonna wish y'all the best. I'm gonna wish y'all the best. I hope this shit work out for you guys, man.
Yeah,
You know what
So
I'm saying?
you
I'm
would
not
put your money in this.
You know what I'm saying? From now on, with y'all community, now that you explain where y'all coming from. You know what? I'm not gonna be as harsh on the ape community no more.
I'm fucking
Okay,
with him.
I'm gonna voice my opinion about what I think about the situation, but I'm not gonna be as brash as I
So
as I
you would
want.
put your money in this, Marco?
It's plenty of folks that it's plenty of folks that you know that's fine. Like everybody to each his own. You know, like I said, I'm not here to sell y'all and try to get y'all to buy in. I'm just explaining what we know. Because I mean, hey, you know, I got to win a lottery ticket. You know, if you don't, and I know where you could buy one too. You don't want to buy it? That's cool. That's cool. That's on you. You know, but I'm good.
I'm not saying I won't buy. I'm saying that this is probably something that
I'll tell you too. Don't buy. I tell you, don't buy with rent money. You know,
I'm not
don't
buying
if
with no
if
rent
you
money.
if you
No,
I wouldn't put half or 3/4 or a meaningful percentage of my trading account in it, but would I put enough in there to, like, you know, would I put something in there? Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty. Put it this way, there ain't too many other plays in the stock market right now that's as safe as AMC. That's something that I can like I'm telling you, you can put money in Tesla, you can put money in Amazon. Like if you got that kind of money, there ain't a whole lot of plays after this week that's safer than AMC because the price is based on the selling pressure, right? AMC is the only stock in the market right now. AMC and GME is the only stock in the market where the owners ain't gonna sell regardless of what happens with the stock. That's the only one, and that got proven this week. And when the price goes down, people buy more because it's cheaper. They want it. They want it cheaper. They want a bigger position. What other stock in the stock market can say that? I can say that about AMC. What other stock in the stock market got a community behind it like AMC and GME does? None of them. You own Tesla? Guess what? You own Tesla, but you ain't talking to other Tesla owners. Y'all ain't on Twitter together.
It's strong, bro. You gotta fuck with it, man.
Y'all ain't on Reddit together.
So do you believe, another question, do you believe after this the apes can do it again on another stock? We'll do it again, right?
I don't think so. No. I don't think. I mean, this is a lightning in a bottle. This is a once in a lifetime type of thing. Like, I don't think this is gonna happen anywhere else. Now there's always, you know, like Reddit and Wall Street Bets. Like those are communities where they even during this whole AMC GameStop thing, there's been a bunch of other stocks that have come and gone that have been, like, you know, Clove was another meme stock. Like there's a bunch of other stocks that have come and gone. AMC and GME have stayed. There are communities. That is a community itself.
So where do y'all go from here after this?
I don't know. Look at the hashtag AMC party. That's the thing. They actually playing in AMC parties in like LA, Miami, and
so
New
basically
York,
it's gonna be like meet up and kick it type shit, huh?
Yeah. I know there's one in Vegas. I know there's one in Vegas that's being planned right now for January. I think it's like January MLK weekend. There's something going on in Vegas. Some type of ape community thing. My
question is, where do you guys after this AMC play? Where does the apes go from here?
AMC is a play. That's after that. I'm going by my business. I'm going to buy my Lambo. I'm going to buy my Tesla. That's where I'm going. I don't know where everybody else going.
So he basically trying to say but he pretty much say he don't think they're gonna be able to do this again.
This is just AMC. Like there is no after AMC. This is just AMC. Like everything.
But it seemed like, at least, like what I was thinking, like, say it may not just shoot up like AMC did, but it's like y'all should be able to go to, let's say, Clove, just because you said Clove. Like say Clove was like $8, and then all the apes say we gonna go to Clove. Y'all can at least push the motherfucker to like $16 and double the money. You like, it don't gotta be nothing crazy.
So this is going to be a strategy. This is going to be a strategy going forward. There are going to be people who are going to hunt for hunt and buy stocks that are just in short positions. That's going to be a tactic, but that's something that's easily manipulated because all you got to do if hedge funds know that's what people are doing and they're hunting for stocks with high short interest, then they're going to go in. That's going to become the new pump and dump scheme, right? That won't work with AMC because AMC is different. Like this is a community, but it's you can't just create another community somewhere else on another stock like
Why not,
AMC
though?
has,
Why
because
not?
AMC is different. I mean, for one, look at the CEO, right? The CEO of AMC, that dude is talking to us directly. That dude is jumping on live streams with YouTubers. He's actually tweeting to shareholders, following shareholders, responding to their tweets. He asked for 500 million shares. We said no. He took it off the table. He asked for 25 million shares. We said no. He took it off the table. Like AMC is different. You can't just create. You can't just grab. And then it's AMC. It's movie theaters. Who the fuck don't like movie theaters? Like there's a whole, like AMC is lightning in a bottle. You're not just gonna get that by just creating another. There's not gonna be any emotional tie-in to Clove, a drug company, or like people aren't gonna get attached to a stock. People are emotionally attached to AMC. It's an emotional attachment. It's not. That's why we're not selling on a red day. That's why we're not phased by a red day. We're not phased if the shit goes back down to $5. We're not phased because there's an emotional attachment to this community, this movement here. It's not. It's like I said. It's not just a. I mean, but yeah, when it's over, right? But it's not gonna get created and spurred somewhere else. Like I don't see that happening.
So I guess from there, it's every man for themselves. Pretty much what he's saying on the trading side of things.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's Ocean's 11. Basically, this is Ocean's 11.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's exactly what it is. We all are together for this one purpose. We trying to. There is an opportunity here that has never been a thing. Never in the history of the stock market. Never in there's the potential here for a massive transfer of wealth. Massive here because it already happened with GME, kind of on a very small scale. But you look back in January, there were people who made 6 figures, paid off student loans, paid medical bills, all kind of shit, made super crazy money, and that was a fraction of the size of what AMC can be, because of how long this has been going on. And when it happens and it's over, it's over. I just don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it being this happening again because it's like I said, this is a once in a lifetime thing. There's never been this level of community behind a common cause, and you already know how people are. People are, pack animals. Like we like to belong to a group. This is a group. When it's over, it's over. And don't get me wrong, I do believe like I've seen enough of AMC and enough of the CEO. I'll keep a position at AMC when it's all over and it's over and done with. I'd like to see them start giving out dividends, things like that. But the vast majority of my count that's not going to be day trading, swing trading is going to be in dividends. I'm not going to have a whole lot of non-dividend paying stocks long term. But I'm gonna walk away with 6 figures bare minimum from this.
Think
Some people
about
gonna
it.
walk away. Yeah.
You see Joe Biden raising them capital tax gains. He know motherfuckers about to get paid too. They got to get a cut of this shit.
That's another reason why I don't think the government's gonna stop it. Why would the government stop it? Because you're gonna have
They
a
getting a
bunch
piece of the
people.
action.
Exactly. How much you think they're gonna rake in from capital gains when people sold AMC and made 6-7 figures? Capital gains tax is 24% at 100K and less. In most tax brackets, people gonna pay up 24%. That's the lower tax bracket. People gonna 24% of whatever they make off of this.
Imagine people getting 500,000 millions.
Why the fuck would the government jump in away of that?
Bro,
government has no incentive to stop it. None.
It ain't no stopping this shit, Marco, bro.
Sounds like a Big Short to me, fellas.
What you mean? The big short, like, so for who to get the advantage? You talking about for the heads to short it down or the big
Apes to
long,
win.
motherfucker? This is the big long.
Okay, I'm saying, but I'm not saying that it's the Big Short. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the movie. I'm using it as an analogy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the Big Short. I'm not saying it's that y'all that's going all the way down and it's staying down. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you, this sounds like the Big Short. Even
It's gonna
though
take
y'all
time
got
for this play to
everything y'all want,
materialize.
it's gonna take it sounds like a long time for it to materialize.
Well, the difference
And they got
between the Big
patience.
Short, the difference between the Big Short and this is that we're not paying. They were making money while they're in the Big Short, they were making money while they were drawing it out. You know, because they were selling, they were, you know, selling houses to people who didn't deserve it, people who didn't qualify for it. They were getting money from, you know, making money on interest and all kind of shit. This is different because the people who are shorting are like the shorters were the good guys back then in that movie. The
Right.
shorters in this situation are the offenders. They're the bad
Yeah.
guys.
Right.
Like they're the ones who, you know, it can't go on for that long because they're losing money on a daily basis. Now who's to
Exactly.
say maybe they're making enough money some kind of way to maintain it. But guess
Yeah.
what? You know, it's only a matter of time as the price continues to rise or wherever the price is doing. At some point, there's going to be a catalyst that comes in and volume jumps, FOMO buying kicks in, price skyrockets. It's going to activate a gamma squeeze because of the hedging that has to occur once the price spikes. Gamma squeeze causes short squeeze, or like I said, eventually some small hedge fund runs out of money, has to cover it, no longer can meet margin requirements, and has to sell their short positions to cover. Price spikes, activating a gamma squeeze, causing a bigger price spike, which causes a bigger hedge fund to have to close their position, which causes another price spike. And
It's
yeah.
like dominoes. You hit that one, them bitches.
Now, what we don't know is when that's gonna happen. But the reason we don't care is because we ain't costing us nothing to wait.
See, that's the problem. They can wait this shit out, bro, at no cost. Long as they
So
didn't put
so
nothing up
so
that
tell
they
me
can.
so tell me this. So tell me this. Do you think the majority of the ape nation is buying shares or buying call options?
I don't really care. If they're buying calls, that's on them. But you know, the reason I don't care is because back in May, there were 4.2 million shareholders, where the share price was $14. So there are 4.2 million shareholders who have shares at $14. If they haven't sold, because again, think about this: if you bought AMC between September of last year and May of this year, you bought it for the squeeze because there was no other fucking reason to buy AMC during that time, right?
Mhm.
So if you bought it for the squeeze and the squeeze hasn't happened, why the fuck would you have sold? So it's safe to say that 4.2 million people have shares at an average of $14. So if that's the case, why would if I didn't sell at 72, why would I sell at 38? All I'm gonna do at this point, I'm more emboldened because I've been watching the manipulation this fucking long. I'm not tired. I'm pissed off. It's like fuck this. I'm gonna buy more shares because eventually these motherfuckers is playing games. That's what they're doing. Now, if you got and people, like I said, people are buying with money that they need. Shame on them. But you know, if you're buying AMC, you're buying it for the squeeze, unless you're day trading. And day trading is not. It's not. This isn't a smart play in day trading. If you're a day trader, you're day trading other shit. You're not day trading this, right? You're not scalping AMC. Maybe calls, you know, at the end of the week, but whether people are buying shares or options doesn't really matter. Options don't affect the share price, but unless you buy call options that run in the money, but that's not really even a factor in this situation. It's really what's going to run this thing is people not selling. And like I said, if you're looking in the communities, if you're looking in Reddit, if you're looking in Twitter, if you're looking at looking on the YouTube streams, Mac cores, whatever, the communities are growing and people aren't selling.
So that don't smell like trouble for them to you, Marco?
I mean, like I said, it makes sense. I'm not
So how
disputing it.
can they lose in your opinion? Give me a losing scenario for them.
I just think that somehow, some way, they gonna make a phone call and Joe Biden with him. You know, he don't like stock traders and people and what I'm saying to you is the retail investor got to go back to work. And at this point right now, with all these jobs, with all these places that need people to work, okay, and more people like you, and I'm not saying you personally, but a lot of people is gonna be not working anymore once AMC goes up. So where does the
So
economy go from that point? Where does the economy go from that point?
the
Let's
economy.
say all you guys get paid. Everybody gets paid. Where does the economy go from there? There has to, in order for AMC to go up, the whole fucking market got to fucking change.
Is going to. I think AMC is going to call AMC and GME are going to cause the tanking of the market. But guess what? Last time the market tanked, who got paid?
They probably shorted the market, right? When you think
last time the market tanked, they got paid. We were holding the bag and then got blamed. Guess what? It's gonna be our fault this time, but we also gonna be they're gonna be holding the bag this time. They can blame us for crashing the market, but guess what? I got money though. This time we got the money.
And then think when they crash it, after you get that bread, they can also buy that shit up.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing when the market crashes. I'm going and I'm scooping up all them cheap ass dividend stocks.
It's just gonna be some more rich motherfuckers, man.
It's a transfer. It's a transfer of wealth.
Like I said, I'm rooting for y'all, man.
I'm fucking with them. I just pray. I'm praying on the hedge funds. I'm praying on the hedge funds greed to try to push this bitch down somewhere where I can get me some good shares, some cheap shares.
That's what they're gonna try to do. I can see it dipping down into the 30s again for the end of the month, but I think August and September are gonna be big. More vaccines. There's more people getting out. Adam Aaron is active, right? Active with this thing. He's gonna create another catalyst. Wait till the next earnings, right? The next earnings report is gonna be big because you just seen F9 had a big, F9 made a couple 500 million or whatever. Black Widow coming out this weekend. A lot of big movies is coming out. They also are playing fights now in AMC theaters. Like they gonna have a real good earnings. Which I think either next month or August. I forget what the next earnings report is. It was June. I don't know. Whenever the next should be. They did the last earnings. They did They did the last earnings early. So I'm confused. But yeah, whenever the next earnings is, there's gonna be some people jumping in there at the next earnings. That's gonna be another catalyst that could push this thing. With FOMO and volume, this thing's gonna run. Because again, people coming in to buy, who are they buying from? They're not buying from apes, and we own all the shares. So when you got FOMO coming in, the reason the price spikes so much when there's a shit ton, when volume peaks when volume goes over 150, 200 million, the reason that the price skyrockets is because the shares that they're buying there's no supply. Because we own all the shares. So when we get volume and some FOMO, you're gonna see another run up.
Yep, exactly. I was on the phone taking a call, but yeah, you nailed it, man. Heads on. Oh, here go Marco again. Yeah, you nailed it. So what you got to say, bro?
Hey man, like I said, I'm rooting for y'all, man. On everything. I'm not gonna talk down on y'all no more. You know what I'm saying?
You should want to make some money with them. Shit, I'm trying to make some money with these guys, man.
Like I said, for me, I might dip my toe in that motherfucker to get to the 30s, maybe. But I'm not. Me personally, I probably would want to run that motherfucker up to maybe tops 100 for me. I'm sorry, tops.
You saying Clay, 100 ain't enough for you, is it?
Nah, I'm gonna watch it go right by 100. I'm gonna go watch it go right by 100.
Something else has to happen for you guys.
I'm not even
Something
gonna open my app for $100.
Something has to happen for that though. In order for it to go past,
the short's gonna cover.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about AMC as a company.
No.
AMC as a company has to have something innovative to where it's like they're gonna be here forever now.
That ain't got nothing to do
with
with
it. Something innovative.
No, it don't have nothing to do with AMC.
Mm-mm.
This is sentiment, because like I said, this stopped being about AMC when they sold the short and a bunch of apes bought. It stopped being about AMC. Now the power, does AMC have to, like I said, this ain't gonna happen without, this is gonna happen, it's gonna happen one of two ways. Either like you said, AMC creates some kind of catalyst, something that causes FOMO and volume to come in, that pushes the price up. That could happen, or it can happen without that if hedges just run out of money. Because like I said, they're paying every single day. There's some small hedge funds. There's some small hedge funds out there.
I think the hedges run out of money is what sends that motherfucker through the roof. Way worse than the catalyst, to be honest.
We don't need both. All right, one or the other can happen. Either one of them can cause it to happen.
But wouldn't you say the hedges covering would be the best case scenario as far as price?
That has to happen. That's the if a catalyst comes in and causes a bunch of other people to come in and buy the stock and push the price up. Because remember, once volume hits AMC, because right now on a typical day we're gonna see 70, 80, less than 100 mil on volume on a typical day, right? If you have FOMO that kicks in and volume jumps to 150, 200 mil in the first 4 or 5 hours of the trading day, or the first couple hours of the trading day, the price is gonna skyrocket because there's no real supply. The supply is coming from fake synthetic shares because apes own the float and we're not selling. So if you got a bunch of extra people coming in to buy a supply that ain't there, price is gonna skyrocket. So when that happens, then the like I said, the smaller hedge funds are gonna have to start covering their positions once price reaches a point to where they no longer have the collateral, or they can no longer meet the margin requirements, because brokers have increased the margin requirements that they have. It's now for certain positions, for certain stocks that are deemed too risky, it's now fucking like 200%. So whatever the short position is, they have to have twice that cash available. That's why, like when you say, oh, somehow they're gonna find a way out of it. No, because the brokers are requiring them to have twice the amount of money to pay for their short positions.
So basically, if this shit go haywire, they got extra money to cover that too. Is that what that is for?
The margin requirement for them to have a short position is to have twice the amount of cash available to pay for it. 200% margin requirement on stocks deemed risky. I give you 2 guesses as to 2 of the stocks that are in there.
AMC and GameStop. Damn. See, when you do dig deep, I mean, it all points towards they're fucked.
Yeah, that's why people are in it. That's why people are in this thing.
There's really no case for them.
The longer, like I said, the more homework you do, the more secure I am in this position. That's why you think people are crazy when they say this shit go to 100K. This is why they're not crazy. This is why it's not crazy. Berkshire Hathaway is $416,000 a share, so it's possible.
But if it did go to 100K, which I wouldn't stick around for that, would you? You trying to ride that motherfucker like that?
So I got enough shares, and I told myself, I was like, part of my exit plan is I'm gonna keep 100 shares. I'm gonna sell on the way up, right? Different points, but because I have my exit plan, my strategy. But I'm gonna keep 100 shares after I have 100 shares at the last point I'm selling at, just for that possibility. Because I'm gonna make enough money on the way down to selling down to 100 shares. I'm gonna make enough money to where I'm good with keeping that 100 for the way back down, wherever this shit goes.
So like at 200 something, then you say you're gonna start selling at 200 or something like that, 250 or
I
something like
might.
that.
I might. It depends on how quickly it moves up to 200. Because if it blow past 200, I ain't got no limit order set at 200. Fuck that. If it might blow past 200, this shit might go straight to 4. I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen when it happens? But when it happens, it's gonna be violent.
So you think it's gonna happen like when you wake up pre-market? Is it gonna already be starting then?
It'll probably happen in the after hours. Like GameStop started in the after. Actually, no, GameStop jumped from. If you look back at January 27th, I never forget that day. I think it jumped from it went up to like $160 from like 80 to 160 or some shit in one day, and then it finished at 140, and then the next day it jumped to 200 something. It went to 500 in the after hours. I think the Wednesday or Thursday of that week. It's gonna that's how it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen during the day. It's gonna happen in after hours.
So when GameStop ran like that, was it the shorts covering? Was that what it was?
It wasn't. It wasn't. They didn't actually cover any short positions. That's something that came out later. We thought it was. I thought it was, but it's like if you look back, they no shorts actually covered. Like that was all FOMO. That was or maybe a gamma squeeze. But that should tell you something, that the price did what it did, never went back down.
Even a squeeze.
Yeah, the price did what it did, and nobody actually covered their short positions. And you look at GameStop now, it's still $190, $200.
I don't even see how the fuck is it still that high for real?
Because the people who bought the shares ain't sold them because they thought it was going higher than that. So
do you think GameStop is done?
Nope. I think GameStop's going to squeeze before AMC does. GameStop might cause AMC squeeze. Because that's the one. Now, the thing about GME is it has a way smaller float. So it's actually more dangerous for them.
Because it take less for it to go up because the float is smaller.
Exactly, the float is smaller, so it's more dangerous because you have fewer people, and the people in GameStop were doing this longer. They've been in this longer than the AMC crowd is. So the GME crowd, they are the real diamond hands because they squoze, well not squoze, but whatever the price spike that they had, they went up, they came, and they've been holding this entire time. The thing about the reason AMC is bigger is because the float's bigger and it was a cheaper stock. So both of them are scary with where they can go with the ceiling, because AMC has a bigger community and more vocal, and it's just a wider variety. But it's just like when you have that wider variety of people and they have a common purpose, that's scary. GME they are pretty much the veterans of this whole thing, and that's a much smaller float, and they've been holding these accounts. These people, so we're dealing with, maybe $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Maybe tens, $100,000. Those people in GME are in six figures. Is what they have the value in their account of these shares. So that's a lot bigger money, and they can afford to hold this shit forever. And like I say, it's going to be rougher for them because that can squeeze the way that can squeeze, because it's, like I said, it's a much smaller float. So when whatever catalyst pushes it beyond that point to where the margins where they have to cover, those folks are just like, yeah, no, I'm good. Let the price keep going up.
So you can GameStop could go to a few grand also, pretty much.
Yeah, GameStop can go crazy too. Now, who's gonna go higher? Depending on who you talk to, which one can go higher. And honestly, it's not even a competition. The fact of the matter is, these two communities are winning.
So, is it a hedge fund where they might be shorting both GameStop?
Oh yeah, most of them are. The ones that are shorting one are shorting both.
So they're getting nailed on both by the daily.
Yeah, they're not just shorting AMC or GME. They're shorting both of them, because remember, when all this stuff started, this wasn't a movement when it started. This was a smart play, because they shorted this for the same reason they short other shit. They think that the business is going out of business. And like I said, shorting is a tax-free 100% profit if you can put a company out of business. GameStop, the thesis behind shorting GameStop was the game industry is dying because people are buying digital copies of games and there's no more room.
It seemed like I was
for the
saying
brick
that
and mortar.
about GameStop long before this, thinking it's no need with the digital, and then you got Amazon that can even deliver you the console. And the only thing they had was trading in the games, and they only give you shit for that anyway. So it was like it was a layup for real. Like it seemed like
It was a thesis, but the risk you run with shorting a stock is people buy it and hold it, and you can't buy it back from them, and it's just never happened before, but it's happening now. And then that people bought the GameStop, people caught them shorting it because see they got greedy first. They shorted the stock more than what was actually available to short, right? They shorted 160, 130 something percent of the float. And when they did that, that's when Roaring Kitty was the originator of this whole thing, jumped in, was just like, hey, he jumped on Reddit and he was like, hey, everybody, let's go buy this shit up. And they did. And they held it. That happened, I think, like back in September of last year. They compiled a list of a bunch of other stocks that they did it with. They did it with AMC, GameStop, Nokia, BlackBerry, Bed Bath & Beyond, Naked, Sundial. They did it with a bunch like 13 different stocks that I recall. They shorted that were heavily shorted. The two that stuck, right, top of the list was GameStop and AMC. Those are the two with the biggest following that most people. Because I mean, again, GameStop. Like I'm in my 30s. GameStop is. Fuck what y'all talking about. I'm still trying to go to GameStop. I ain't buying nothing digital. Hell yeah. GameStop. I still go to GameStop and buy my games, but that's because I play games and I want to take them back, even though I ain't getting shit for it. That's just what I do. Other folks, but I still go to GameStop, and now GameStop's transforming. They're becoming an online vendor, selling more than just games. They're selling memorabilia and all other kind of shit too. So they're transforming.
Okay.
And then AMC. So it's like the reasons that they were shorting it to begin with are no longer like. They're no longer real. They're no longer good. So it's like the thesis. So that was the thesis behind shorting GameStop. Shorting AMC was because, theater attendance dipped. They lost a shit ton of money during the pandemic because they had to close all their stores, and they were in a whole bunch of debt. And it's like, yeah, it sounds good on paper, and there was a good thesis behind it. But guess what? People say, fuck you, I'm gonna buy the shares, and I'm not gonna sell them. If people don't sell the shares, you can't put it out of business. And eventually I'm gonna buy it till the stock goes up and then make you cover. Well, they didn't cover, and now people bought more and they're still not covering. So they started selling to, instead of covering at $10, $14, they said this is eventually gonna, these people this is dumb money. They're gonna get distracted. They're gonna move on to something else. Let's just, do some naked shorting, sell some fake shares and, just wait till their attention goes to something else. That didn't happen. So, that's how we ended up getting here, because they just kept digging that hole deeper and deeper, expecting us to just give up and walk away. And instead,
they didn't account for y'all having a nest that y'all got for real.
No, and it could be, and why would they? Because it's never happened before. They've never had to deal with a retail trader before. But in the pandemic, you got a bunch of people who can't go to work, so may as well learn about the stock market. People got smart, and now, you can't just do what you want to do in the stock market anymore because retail traders smart. It's not dumb money anymore.
They got caught, bro.
And not only are we no longer dumb money, but now we actually communities that talk and communicate.
And standing all together.
That's what's scary to them. That's what's scary to them, because they have these algorithms, right? So a lot of the technical analysis that we do, cup and handle and SMA crossovers and all the TA that we apply to charts. We do that because, price action there are certain behaviors that occur with price action, and the TA and the patterns that we see are what dictate whether or not we're going to buy or sell at certain points. Their computers and their algorithms do the same thing. The problem that they're having is that these algorithms don't account for people who aren't affected by price action. Bears sell when price goes up. I mean, like bears believe price going down. Bulls believe price going up, and bears and bulls are going to act a certain way based on price action. That those algorithms and those high frequency trading computers can kind of predict and affect.
They don't have nothing for the apes, pretty much. What
They
you
don't.
about to say,
They don't have exactly. You following me?
Yeah.
They don't have nothing for the ape because the ape, what the ape doing don't make sense. Like when the price going down, why they buying? That don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's now.
So
you
it ain't
gotta,
no script written out for no ape yet. They ain't
No.
got that.
No,
Yeah,
they
I
don't.
feel you. Y'all done put some shit in the game. Pretty much. That's what this is.
This is new.
They
don't know
never
what to
saw
do.
the apes coming, bro. They never saw them coming.
They need some new software for them algorithms.
Damn, bro. You gotta admit it, Marco.
They need that
this
ape
shit
download.
is deep. It wasn't easy to sell me, bro. I wasn't fucking with him. When he popped on here and started talking that shit, I said, yeah, man, he on to something, man. It just makes sense, though. When you break it down, that shit makes sense, man. I can't even fight it.
I'm not going to fight y'all, man. I wish y'all nothing but the best, man, for real.
But you still sound like that shit gonna go, bro.
Like I said,
you can't sell everybody a lottery ticket. Some people ain't want to buy it. That's cool.
I'm just praying that them boys try to work this down. But they should know by now y'all ain't gonna sell. But hopefully they still try to push it down more just to see if they can break some of y'all. But
they got no choice. They got no choice. Like what options do if you're a hedge fund, what option do you got?
To try to pull every tactic I can to get y'all out.
Exactly. Like you have no option. Your options are option A is to give up. That's not an option, right? Because that'll put you out of business. You know, you lose your job. You're gonna have to, you got to, sell your yacht, all that shit. You can't do that, right? You're gonna lose your girl because whatever. So giving up is not an option. All right. So I can continue to short. All right. Continuing to short will keep me alive, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm hoping that these people just give up and get bored, right? Because they've been at it for months and they got to get tired, right? Maybe I'll jump on social media, create a fake account and tell them, hey, the squeeze is going to happen next week. And then when the squeeze don't happen, people get frustrated and leave. I'll try that. They tried that shit. It ain't work. So, that's an option B. Option C is, I'll short the shit into oblivion to drop the price more, and maybe some people will leave then. But then when they do that, people buy the cheap ass stock.
And then that digs them in even deeper.
Yeah, now I'm deeper in this hole. Like shit. What can I do? I'll just keep it where it's at. Fuck it. I'll just keep the price where it's at.
But then they gotta pay every day to maintain this. So it's no win situation for them, no matter how you slice this thing.
Yep.
Okay, this is my question. What if this thing goes to $15, right? Let's say it goes to $15.
You know how many more shares I buy at $15?
I'm in at 15. I'm locked and loaded, baby.
What if they decide to buy the cover at 15?
You know what they got to do to get the shit down to $15? They got to open up way shares to people. They got to open up way more short positions because they can't drop the price when we own the float. They can't create selling pressure with real shares. They got to do it with shorts, and they can't short it because there's no availability. So they got to either sell synthetic shorts, or they have to fucking dark pool frequency trade, high frequency trade that shit into oblivion. And if they do that,
say they do buy the cover, that's gonna make that bitch skyrocket. Anyway.
You see, look at what happened at $38 yesterday. That shit bounced like a fucking basketball. What you think gonna happen when that shit get down to $30, $25? You know how many more apes you gonna create?
Exactly, because I'm waiting to get in at a cheap price. I'm an ape, bro. I'm an ape in waiting, bro. Straight up.
So that's why if they dip it down to $15, that'd be the worst thing they can do. That'd be almost as bad as giving up.
Because then think if they did say we buy the cover, it's gonna shoot it up because all the people gonna buy. So either way it go.
How many people wish they would have bought at $20 when it was at $20 right now? How many people would love to buy this shit at $20?
And then let them get a shot at it again. They're gonna scoop the fuck out of it. Because
we saw $70 a month ago. We saw $70 a month ago. How many people you think would buy at $20 right now?
With this type of movement behind it.
Yeah, that's why I ain't worried about it. That's why I don't give a fuck. I hope them motherfuckers send this shit down.
I hope they do too, bro. I'm with y'all at that. I don't wish nothing bad on y'all. I just want to go down. Y'all ain't gonna sell no way. I want to go down so I can be lockstep right with y'all. Because I know y'all ain't selling. I can fuck with a crew like that.
Yeah, we ain't selling.
and I ain't
If-
selling
if-
either. Shit. And then think they in so low that price tag they're trying to scare them. That's not taking no money out their pocket. You see what I'm saying? That's why
Yeah,
this
no.
shit is so fucked up for them, bro. You can drop that bitch to $15. Most of them will still be up a little money or just even.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They can't. They fucked up, bro. They done fucked up. That's why I can't fight the apes no more, bro. I'm down. I'm beating my chest. It's over with, bro.
They dropped the shit down to 15%. Like, oh, look at that. I'm still up 3%.
Hey, you gotta admit it, Marco. Hey, you fighting it, bro. you
I'm not
fighting
fighting.
it.
I'm not. Hey, I don't. Like I said, I'm not fighting shit, man.
I
Like
can
I
see you
said,
keep on shaking your head, but how is this shit wrong, bro? No matter what. Okay, tell me this, Marco. If they drop it to $15, are the apes gonna sell in your opinion?
I think some of them gonna have paper hands.
No.
You
I
know,
don't
you know
see
why
it.
you know why they're not? I'm gonna say it again. April, I think it was May 7th. Adam Aaron came out and said that there are 4.2 million shareholders. Go look at what the share price was on May 7th. If there was 4.2 million shareholders on May 7th, or the first week of May, the share price wasn't $15. It was less than that.
So they still at profit at 15, bro.
So
Why
if
would they
so if
sell?
so if they drop it to $15, I'm at break even. And I know what they did to get it there.
They leverage
So
themselves even more to get
I
it
know
there.
I know that to get the price there, the ceiling for where the shit can go is even higher.
Because now you
So
got
I'm
more people
buying.
on deck.
I can buy more without increasing my average.
They through, bro. They through. See, if they would have caught, if the apes would have got in at like $50 or some shit like that, or 40, now that price drop might could scare people. But
Yeah.
with them being in so low, it's nothing they can do, bro.
So
It's
okay, answer me this question. Answer me this question. This is the question I want to know. What percentage, in your opinion, I know you might not have the number, but what is the percentage of apes that bought in at $8,
He's saying a
$9?
lot.
What's the percentage?
I couldn't tell you. In my opinion, put it this way: if 4.2 million people own shares at less than $14, like you didn't buy at $14. If you were a shareholder in May, you were probably a shareholder in March and April and February when the price was $5, between $5 and $14. So if you're anywhere between $5 and $14, say you have an average, say you bought it at $14. If 4.2 million people own at $14, which people bought in that last, because remember, nobody bought AMC. I feel pretty comfortable saying this. Nobody bought AMC between January after January and didn't do it for the squeeze. There was no other reason to buy AMC unless you were buying it for the squeeze. So if you bought it in January, February, March, you paid less than $10 for your shares. At the most you paid 14. And if you bought it at 14, you probably averaged up, because the price didn't go above $14 until mid to late May. I think late May is when the price went above $15.
So you're saying the majority of the people that own this stock owned it all the way back in March, April?
Yes, 4.2 million. So that means right now, we don't know how many there are right now. Back in May, there was 4.2 million people, and they couldn't have paid $1 more than, they couldn't have paid more than $14 if they owned in May, because if they owned the first week of May, they couldn't have paid more than $14 because the price never went above first price was $14.50, peaked at $14.50 in March. So if you bought at the peak, you bought it at $14.50. So 4.2 million people own shares for less than 14 and a half. If you bought after that, then you either FOMO'd in, but it don't matter because the majority, 4.2 million. And if 4.2 million is not the majority of shareholders, that means there's over 8 million apes. That should scare you even more. But if there's only 4.2 million, if 4.2 million people are averaged at less than $14.5 a share.
You can't
Then
stop them, bro.
exactly, we are all holding for a squeeze, and we all believe. Like I said, you look through AIMS, look through it. If people believe the share price is going to 100,000, guess where the price got to go? Go find somebody who says less than $1,000. Put it that way.
So basically, you saying
Go find
motherfuckers
it.
ain't pushing that sell button till they see that.
Exactly. Go find anybody posting that they're gonna sell below $1,000. Nobody's saying that. Now, are people gonna do it? Sure, absolutely. But you got to remember.
Yeah, when you start seeing them
4
crazy numbers in your account, when that bitch like $500, motherfuckers might want to take a little bit off the top.
Oh, absolutely. People you're an idiot if you don't sell on the way up. You know, I'm not gonna say idiot. Everybody can do what they want to do. I'm definitely selling on the way up, but I'm gonna keep some for the way back down too. And I think most people that's the most prudent way to do this. Like if you want to hold
Basically
for
scaling out.
exactly, if you want to hold for 100,000, that's everybody got to have their own plan. But one thing you can be secure about is the price ain't going as high as it's gonna go, because it went to 70 and people ain't sell. It went to 70 and came back down because scalpers. Because I mean, when you get that kind of volume, there was fucking 700 million in volume that day, almost $1 billion in volume that day. Yeah, there was all kinds of FOMO buying, scalpers coming in. Cool, but apes didn't sell. More likely they didn't. Now, there's no way for me to know how many apes sold,
But from checking the temperature, apes not selling.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
We waiting on 100. If we expecting it to go to 100, that's the first milestone we looking at. It went to 70. I didn't sell at 70 because I thought that day we might see $100. Because that's what a squeeze is. When a squeeze happens, GameStop, when it squoze, it was at 60, 70, $80 and jumped to 160 in the same day. So yeah, when it went to 70, I didn't sell because I thought it was gonna keep going. I was supposed to know it's gonna come back down from 70. But that's fine because I know it's gonna go once it touches 70 again, it's gonna go higher. Like they can't let it get too crazy because again, that day wasn't a squeeze, that was FOMO, and then FOMO caused some hedging from maybe some hedging from options running into money, but then they shorted it to get it to keep it from going crazy, But you know what happens when they short it? The ceiling for the squeeze gets higher. So they can short it all day long. I don't need this money. I can wait, and I think a lot of folks are in the same position. I can wait 6, 7, 8 months, a year for this to happen because I don't need this money.
Long as people didn't over leverage themselves, they can play the waiting game.
Exactly. That's what this is now. And like I said, you got a community of folks that's like, they're jumping on Twitter, they tweeting back and forth, people making friends, like it's all kind of shit going on. Like if people having parties, planning parties, like I said, no, I shit you not. There is some kind of event in Vegas, MLK weekend in January. For the apes community or whatever. If you look at like AMC party, something like that, I think it's a hashtag. They're actually planning some shit.
And just think of the camaraderie that this shit is building. And then it comes to a point where they holding for each other too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this whole thing, it's a movement, bro. It's a motherfucking movement, dog. And
look at the hashtags. Apes strong together. Hashtag apes strong together. Hashtag AMC party. Hashtag apes not leaving. Hashtag it's a bunch of AMC apes. Like there's plenty of them. Like this is no bueno for the hedgies because this has become a emotional thing. Emotions defy logic. It makes no sense when your price goes down to not take profits. You know why? But an ape is an ape.
See what they did. Now I'm thinking about it. When they pushed that bitch up to $70, that was bait to try to get the apes to sell out right there. Like y'all just going to take this and move away. The motherfuckers didn't take that.
You ain't lying.
That's what that shit was, bro. Now I'm looking at this shit, bro.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that's what some people did. That was another theory, and it's believable because I do remember. I think a week or two prior to that, some people were pushing the squeeze going to happen on Friday. It's going to go to 50, and then there was a price jump, and then they tried to fake squeeze. There were people who said that too. There were some people who said like, hey, they're going to try to fake squeeze, don't sell. And you know, people
See,
did.
they trying to pull it, bro. They throwing all the tricks out, and that shit ain't working, dude. This
The
is
problem,
dangerous for them motherfuckers, bro.
the problem is we talking. The problem is we talking because if we weren't a community and we weren't all on the same page and jumping in the same threads, that might have got away with it. This shit wouldn't have lasted the way it did. But the reason it's lasting the way it is because we got trades, we got Mac cores, we got Twitter, we got Reddit, we got all these different avenues through where we can get information and we can see what everybody else thinking, right? So
Hey, and now we got here where we can talk about it and we can learn shit. Hey, we with y'all. We ain't against y'all no more, bro. But go ahead.
yeah, I mean that's right. That's one thing that this has never happened before in the history of the stock market, where retail traders talk and collaborate.
And that's scary for them, bro. That is very scary for them. Just think, trading usually be every man for himself, or just like me and you, just two people talking. Just imagine if we had a whole group of motherfuckers and we was pushing shit. Think about it. Trading is usually every man for themselves, and that's how they like it.
Look how many followers Trey's got, and I mean YouTube followers Trey's got, and Matt Core's got. Like Matt Core's be having what 200,000-300,000 watching his live stream daily. How many of them you think on?
Yeah, it's 20,000 people watching Matt Kors and them. Yeah, y'all ain't got no daddy, bro. My bad. I was just talking crazy, but go ahead. I was looking at the channel.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like this is not something that's happened before. That's why it's kind of like a landmark event. Like this is something that's gonna go down in the history books when it's all said and done, because it's never happened before. This is a changing in the markets in general. Retail traders historically were like what 10%, 11, 12% of the market. Hedge funds, big money control market makers were 88%. I think that number is now it's now like retail traders are like 35% of the market. But it's like in these particular positions, they gave us control over the outcome, and everybody's talking like that. That is what sealed it. You know, so if everybody's on the same page, thinking the same thing, then that makes this one of the safest plays in the entire stock market. Because Tesla could dip on any particular day. You know, Tesla could rip, it could dip. Amazon been going crazy the last couple of days. No other stock has the community of people who said, "I'm not selling." You got
that
people,
is true, and that shit's solid as fuck, bro. It's solid. At first, I thought y'all was fools, but now I see the whole play for what it is. Y'all caught them slipping, and y'all gonna make them pay for it. That's basically what this shit is.
You know, it's two things, and here's another thing. This is how I'm in my pitch. It's two things. What two things unite people more than money and hate?
That's good. What is it?
Nothing. Nothing unites people more than money and hate.
Yeah.
People. Yeah, you can get and maybe sports, but yeah, money and hate. Those are two of the hugest uniters, and both of those things are at play right now.
That's true.
We all chasing money. We all hate hedge funds, elitists. Like people have been taking advantage of the market, taking advantage of the money making machine that is the stock market, and then causing crashes that we end up having to pay for. They get bailed out. We're the ones holding the bag at every other stock market crash. Stock market crashes are caused by people by people who manipulate the market. That's not us causing that. But when they fucking lose, when they crash the market through manipulation, through greed, and they did different, you know, a lot of people in general, we didn't understand what they were doing and how they were doing it. We didn't understand the rules. And when we did, we created laws to get against it. And what do? They figure out ways around the laws and continue to manipulate until the market crashes again. And then when the market crashes, what happens? People lose their 401ks, they lose their retirement, their pensions, and they get bailed out.
Yeah, that shit ain't cool.
But people lose their retirement.
That's true.
That's what's happened historically. What's happening now is when the market crashes this time, yeah, it's probably gonna be our fault. But guess what? We're gonna get paid for it.
And you right that, and why wouldn't you want to be a part of that, Marco? Think about it, and then you getting paid off the shit too. Like he's saying, basically, you fighting for a good cause and getting paid, and you know pretty much you gonna get paid because these motherfuckers got caught with their hands in the cookie jar. It's just win. So basically, hey, you doing something noble and you getting paid to do it. You trying to even the playing field. You trying to even in the playing field a little bit, not all the way, but like you create more millionaires. Now they can't pull it as much.
No,
And then we can get. Go ahead.
Yeah, and when this is over with, you know, one thing is for sure. Now hedge funds ain't gonna apply the same tactics because this can happen again. So it's now we have, if nothing else, we've already elevated their risk. So now they're gonna be less likely to do this again. So if nothing else, we've at least scared the shit out of them for this happening again. But now we just added a whole other level of risk management that they have to account for. Because before they didn't have it. Before it's like, you know, we understand the markets better than the motherfuckers who have to enforce it do. And you know, we can cheat and steal and do all, because the way that they can manipulate and make money was just not fair. Like you know that like market makers, one of the ways that they make money is, you know, that when there's a bid ask spread, right? That, you know, with the bid ask spread, when it's at bare minimum, it's a penny apart, right? But then, you know, there's bid ask spreads that be 2 cents apart, 5 cents apart, $1 apart. Companies like Citadel, what they do is they are constantly, like the high frequency trading, they're constantly buying and selling at the ask, buying at the bid and selling at the ask, and making that 1 penny, right? Profit. So if you do that, you know, 10,000 times a second, which their computers can do, it's called high frequency trading, you know, you're making money. Like, just now, what they're getting paid to do that. Now they're providing liquidity to the market. Got it. But it's just one of the ways they're making money without really, like, they're making money just.
So you saying those like slight little moves, they doing a whole bunch of them and profiting that way off of that.
It's stuff like that, and we don't even, at least I don't even know all the different ways, but that's just one of the ways that they're doing it. They just make money hand over fist, right? So this has just been literally a money printing machine for these people, and they've been able to get away with it for decades. This is the first time that we are playing their game and beating them.
And I know they hate the fuck out this shit. They hate it, and they never saw it coming. That's the craziest thing about it.
No, they did not. And there's nothing that they can do other than what they're doing, which is,
and like I said, and then they try every trick in the book, and it still ain't worked though. It still ain't worked. The fake squeeze y'all didn't sell. Anything they tried, they haven't sold, bro.
Oh yeah, I do remember that hashtag now. Hashtag fake. I remember that shit. Hashtag fake squeeze. I remember that shit now.
See, now I'm looking at it. I see exactly what they doing, bro. They desperate for real, for real. They gonna have to let this motherfucker go sooner or later. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen.
It's playing people way smarter than me. Yeah, you just, like I said, you just hashtag AMC. You know, run through that thread, look at Reddit. Like, it's all kinds of smart people doing all kinds of DD. I mean, and of course, you know, you read it, you verify it, but like a lot of the information be having links, and you can just go look at the shit yourself. It's like, hey, here's a link to the FTDs, failure to delivers. You know, here's a link to the threshold list that AMC's been on for 13 days now. Like, all this shit's out there, man. It's all public information.
It's each one teach one. That's what they doing. Passing knowledge, making everybody smarter. And then also what this does, when you ask what was the next play, Marco, with all the due diligence and the candles and shit and all the charts, they learning how to even find the next play because they're understanding trading. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be that much smarter of a trader too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody got their YouTube channels that they follow. Like I listen to Wrench Capital's videos. I listen to Simulating Trade videos. He's smart as shit. A lot of the DD that he's doing, he talks about a lot of real complicated stuff. You know, I don't even really follow all of it, but like trades. Honestly, I don't even watch trades that much. I watch I watch a few of their videos, but
he be a little amped up, but hey, he stand for the right shit though. Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I get, yeah. Him, like I think everybody's got good intentions.
They said you perfectly articulating exactly what's going on. You good for this shit too, bro. Hey, we need you on a channel or start you a channel or something. You real good at this shit, bro. You pop this shit good as fuck. And they giving you props. Yeah, definitely, bro. Your knowledge is great, man. I think you turn me over. Think about
That's
that,
what's up.
bro.
That's
You
what's up.
talk that shit, but go ahead.
Nah, that's what's up, man. This is what we got to do. This is how we win. It's community.
Yeah, that's what I like about it, bro. Everybody, and just like how you doing now, you teaching, and it seems like that's what everybody's trying to do here. You know what I'm saying? So if you learning, and some people didn't understand it. I didn't understand what was going on. So I guess I was talking shit about some shit I didn't really understand. Now I understand exactly how y'all got them. It's no way they can win, bro.
No, it's not.
That's why I
It's
see
not.
why y'all standing on this shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know it's no way they can win. And they want people to think that they can win. But y'all already done put it down on them, bro. I just pray that I'm praying on they greed at this point to drop this motherfucker to try to scare y'all, which ain't gonna work. I'm jumping in. I'm 10 toes down with the apes, baby. Straight up.
Yeah.
I want in bad as fuck on this at a better price, though.
Yeah. Well, you
don't think so, huh?
Nah, I don't, because I think I mean, if you wait too long, you're gonna wish you could have gotten it at this price. It's just a matter of time. I know there's plenty of folks who wish they could that looked at it at 26 was like, damn, that shit gone already. I bet they wish they could get that shit at 26 now.
Yeah, that's true. He said they said do your own research, every detail. That's how we trade. Who I trust, my own research, then pass it on. Hey, I understand it now, bro. I understand it. Y'all doing it, bro. I respect the fuck out of it. I've been trading for a long time and never seen y'all already. Y'all ready, and y'all about to be paid. Y'all just gotta have patience, and y'all got that. That's the key thing to trading anyway, is patience, though.
Yeah, exactly. Patience.
And then think y'all got patience, and y'all got a community, and y'all got them, and y'all got them with their hands in the cookie jar. This equals a lot of money for y'all motherfuckers, and I can't wait to get in and be us. But you don't think they're gonna push this bitch down too far? You don't think they're gonna be able to do that, though, huh?
Could we see the 30s again? Maybe.
So ain't no way we gonna see the 20s.
We just never. Oh no, hell no.
Damn,
People gonna buy that shit up. You saw what happened. Like I said, you saw what happened yesterday.
You right. They trying to do it. Y'all ain't letting them, huh?
That shit had 30, and folks was like, "Ooh, buy it up."
So basically, what they kind of wanted was that to hit the 30s, and y'all start selling it, just drop the fuck out of it. That's what they wanted, huh?
Yeah. People ain't selling. People are not going to sell. Like, we bought this shit at $14 and less. Why in the fuck would we not sell at 70 and then sell at 40?
That's true.
Why would we not sell? It was at $50 for fucking 2 weeks. If I wasn't gonna sell then, why in the fuck would I sell now? What person logically would do that? Makes no sense. To 4.2 million people own it for less than $14. If they still hold it now, there's no reason for them. There's no reason for them to sell. If they didn't sell in it when it was in the 50s, 55 to 60, and that trading in that channel for 2 weeks, they didn't sell last week. They ain't gonna sell this week, and they ain't gonna sell next week either. Because if they owned it before, the big run up in June, they bought it for the squeeze. The squeeze has not happened, thus there's no reason to sell.
Y'all some bad boys that's fully informed and know what's going on. Somebody said I sold the 60 actually after buying around 10. So you done with it, Morty? Shoot, the way this in, you shouldn't have sold her. You better buy back in. Shit, this motherfucker ain't done.
Well, you also gotta be careful, because like I said, there's shills, there's bots, there's people that.
So you think that's what that might be right there, huh?
I don't know if it is. I mean, but everybody can do what they want to do. But remember, there was no reason to. And again, if we're talking about 4.2 million people. If I'm not gonna sit here and say that people didn't sell and take profits at 50, 60. I took profits at 14, and then I bought back in because it had been trading under $14. It hit $14 in January, and then it came back down, consolidated around 5, and then it went back up to in February, and then it went to 8, and then 10 late February, and then it went to, I think, mid-March. It hit $14. I think at that point I sold and took some profit, because I think I was up like a couple grand. I took some profits, and then I bought back in at 13. 12 or 13, like a day or two later. Yeah, people gonna take profits, but if you bought this thing for the squeeze, you're not going because the squeeze hasn't happened. So are people taking profits? Yeah, I mean, everybody to each their own, but taking profits ain't really, like, trust me, I sold a very small part of my position, and I have not left. So are people taking profits? Absolutely, but people ain't selling out large positions. And even if you have a few here, a few there, you have people FOMO, scalping, day trading, whatever. Like, yeah, that's gonna be in there. But if 4.2 million people owned in early May at $14 and less, and they didn't sell a vast majority of their positions, and even if they did, like, they made a shit ton of money. That's what this is about for them. Cool. But for a whole lot of people, this is about fuck hedge funds. This is about, saving AMC theaters. This is about, making money. And if they made money, cool.
And pretty much, so will this play make you a millionaire, you think, when it's all said and done, or close?
It can, absolutely. Like, I think a floor for me is 6 figures based on my position size and based on, my exit strategy, like a bare minimum. But it's like the longer this shit goes on, the higher the ceiling gets. So,
because you saying the longer it go on, it's more people getting on, which is going to push this higher once everything goes, because they keep on putting them fake shares out there, which is going to end up being more trouble.
Exactly. Because if we own the float, or the vast majority of the float, and who's selling today? How many apes are selling today? How many apes are decided today is the day that they're gonna sell their shares? I don't think that. I think very few, right?
Yeah.
So if the volume, and I haven't looked at AMC all day long since opening, if the volume is 50-60 million,
the volume is. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to it. We'll have it up while you talk. You keep on talking. The volume is 42. Can you see?
42 million. Like, who the fuck is selling? It ain't apes selling. It ain't apes leaving the movement today. It ain't. And who the fuck is taking profits at 47 when we was at 50 for 2 weeks?
Exactly.
So, the people buying are buying because they can buy. The people selling ain't apes. They're selling, shares bought in the dark pool. They're selling synthetic shares, whatever. But like I said, I would be shocked if there's any less than 1 billion shares owned by apes when and keeping in mind only 500 million have been issued. So it's gonna be when this thing goes, it's gonna go. 4.2 million people at $14. They all waiting on a squeeze.
Them boys, and no matter how far they push it down, y'all not selling. Y'all gonna keep on buying, which puts them in more trouble.
Yeah,
boy.
Because they can't put enough sell pressure in there to push the price down drastically. And if they do, they're digging with a fucking bulldozer. Like, they're digging with that ain't a shovel they digging with.
So what you think? You think that they think that eventually they can still beat y'all, or they haven't figured out yet that y'all ain't stopping? You don't think they ain't figured that shit out yet?
So just like what we're doing don't make sense to them, what they're doing don't make sense to us. Like, they can't win. So the only thing that they can do is run out the clock. Is stay in the game, because if they quit, it's over. So the only hope they got is for us to actually trick us, which they haven't been successful at yet. Manipulate us, our emotions or whatever. That's one option. Or if we just lose attention span, we just get tired of it. And
that's not gonna happen.
If it was gonna happen, it'd happen by now. It ain't definitely gonna happen after trading. If it ain't happen at $5, why the fuck would it happen at 40?
And you also got to think about it. Y'all a community, so y'all keep each other informed. Y'all keep It's hard to lose attention when you got everybody going, talking, interacting. See, when you by yourself, it's easier to lose attention. But when you got new people bringing new information every day, And then even when it might be down, lifting the other ones up, like, man, it's gonna be cool. Cause sometimes you need those words of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Cause you might not be sure. Then when you got your fellow apes saying, hey man, this shit gonna be all right. They just trying to fool us. That's gonna pick another motherfucker like, you know what? I ain't selling. I'm fucking with it. You gotta remind motherfuckers of the movement.
Go look at AMC. Go look at AMC Twitter. I do that shit every day, a couple times a day. It's like I look at AMC Twitter when we read, and motherfuckers is just hype. They still hype. Like, dips is tasty. Throwing up memes. They had you know, them AMC queens got their titties all out on Twitter. Like, yeah, man, it's legit.
How many females you think is in this?
Go look at Google hashtag AMC queens.
Damn. So this shit is females, males. This is a mixture of everybody. Black, white, Hispanic, all that shit, huh?
It's some baddies.
He said hella females. Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Go look at AMC queens.
Y'all boys
like
doing it, man. We done missed the fuck
AMC.
out, man. I'm glad we is privy to this information, bro. You just don't know. I'm fucking
AMC
with y'all.
party.
I'm rooting for y'all, bro.
AMC party gonna be legit. I'm trying to hit that up. Vegas,
and then
January.
once y'all cash out and got bread, y'all gonna be kicking it boss player status too, though. That shit gonna be cool.
Oh yeah.
That shit gonna be cool. I want to pull up. Like I said, hopefully I can get some cheaper shares, man. I'm trying to pull up with y'all, man, and be counting some of the riches I done made on this shit too, man.
Folks gonna be rolling up in Lambos. That's how you gonna know where the AMC party at. Like when AMC squeeze, I'm buying some shares in Lamborghini shit, whatever Lamborghini stock is. That shit gonna go up. People go get dumb with that money.
They said they doing OnlyFans on the side. Who doing OnlyFans on the side? The females?
Oh yeah.
So the females in the AMC crew is doing OnlyFans?
Oh, it's a few of them.
What they showing it on there? They doing all kind of crazy shit on there too.
Oh, it's a few of them.
Oh man, y'all boys is on one. So you said you in the service in the military?
Yeah.
How you like it?
I've been in the Army 15 years.
So once you get your bread out of this, you getting out, huh?
No.
You staying in?
This all extra money, man. I'm gonna throw this shit right back in the market.
But I mean, like once it's squeezed and you got say you get $1 million or whatever off of it, you ain't gonna get out the Army and just start being your own dude.
No, the Army. I'm in the Army because I like being in the Army, and plus I've been in 15 years. You know, I like what I'm doing. Army. So
you gonna retire out that joint, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna do another 8 or 9 years, just cause.
You ever been to war?
Yeah. I've been over there. I'm deployed now.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
Damn. That's what's up. And you still doing this AMC stuff. So is it any other soldiers doing it too? Are you turning them on and getting them in?
Oh, it's a shit ton of what they put me onto it. My soldiers put me onto this shit.
For real?
I got young 20-year-old soldiers that's crushing the market right now. They the ones that got me into it.
So it's gonna be a lot of young millionaires too with this shit, I'm thinking.
Oh, absolutely. It's a few here that made good money off of Doge exploding.
So Doge is ape thing also, like Trey was saying.
I mean, there's a community of Dogecoin too. Absolutely. Like yeah, it's a big community there too. Like, I mean, you know, Dogecoin back in February was like what, a nickel, and then that bitch. I mean, you know, it was 3 cents, less than 3 cents. It was, you know, people were buying it back then, because it was a huge hype train. But the problem with Dogecoin is, just like everything else, it's very easy. Just like penny stocks, it's very easily manipulated. So I think what happened with perfect example is what happened when Elon Musk went on SNL, and it was around Mother's Day, and everybody was like, "Oh, he gonna pump Doge on SNL," and Dogecoin had a huge run up before, and then like during the show, that shit crashed. Like it went up to 70 cents and then dumped back to like 30 cents. You know, but I mean, hey, people made some big money off of it. So
when you get your bread, would you put some in the crypto?
I don't really follow crypto. Like I've done all my homework and on dividend stocks. So I'm putting all my
Oh yeah,
money
you
in there.
did say that. My bad. You did say that. So you like that more than cryptocurrency, personally?
Yeah, I don't have anything against crypto. I don't know enough about it. Like all I understand is that I know that Bitcoin and Ethereum, like some of them have actual processing power that you actually can mine. So there's something to the backing the currency, and I know that other cryptocurrencies there's not. Cryptocurrency, just like everything else, man, it's like that you can make money in it if you know what you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose money. Like
It's very volatile.
exactly. So I don't knock it. People make money in it. I just don't know enough about it. So, and I don't want to do the homework. My vehicle for wealth growth is dividend stocks and day trading. So it's like I'll day trade, make some money, move it over to a dividend stock, and then that's kind of how
You got
I'll
a
work
nice little system going.
portfolio. Yeah.
You keep on flipping the money.
Exactly. The long-term growth, the dividend reinvesting, like that's where my focus is going to be post AMC. So like right now, and I day trade with small amounts just because I'm still trying to, I'm trying to get the trade psychology down. Like I've lost money, just day trading, like, getting in and getting out of trades is something I'm still working on. So for the time being,
So you
I
trying
limit
to
myself to a
master day
small.
trading, but you just
Yeah.
paying your tuition right now, baby. That's all it is.
Yeah,
You gonna learn it.
essentially that's what it is. Yeah, like
Yep.
it's just a matter, it's a matter of time, just staying
Mhm.
focused, trading with my free time, and then I figured give me a few more months of this, like especially when I redeploy, get back to the States, I'll be a lot more focused because the internet's better. Here there's like a lag, so like a lot of the issues that I've had
It's
was
hard to
during
get in and out like when you want to,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, like I'll try to. I can't tell you how many times I've had to chase the fucking ask to get out of a fucking position. Piss me
Damn.
off.
So really the
Or
internet might be
chase the
costing
bid
you
to get
more
out.
so than the trading.
It has, yeah. I mean, and part of it too is like, yeah, I fucking FOMO. I don't get out when I'm supposed to. I chase it to get in, and then I get stubborn and get greedy like everybody else. I make
Yeah,
those classic rookie mistakes, those
yeah.
emotional mistakes. So, that's what I'm working on. That's why I limit the amount of money I allow myself to day trade with.
That's smart.
So once I get it down and I can consistently make profits, with smaller amounts, then I will give myself larger amounts to trade
Exactly.
with.
You a real
So
seasoned guy, man. You destined to touch millions. It's just only win, bro.
oh yeah, it's
It's
a matter
only
of time.
win.
That's you gotta
You
have that
got your
mindset.
mind right.
Yeah, you gotta have that mindset. Every day at a time.
This boy dangerous. You don't think so, Marco? He know his shit.
Yeah, man. I'm listening. I'm listening and learning. Like I said, well, I wanted somebody to come on the show and talk. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm just listening and learning right now. I'm still a little skeptical.
Oh my Lord.
Skepticism is good to a point, but there's a such thing as there's a such thing as paralysis by analysis. So I can sit here and tell you all day long, and while I'm still talking to you, the price done jumped $5, and it's like, damn, I could have bought it in $5 ago. Yeah, there ain't.
So
Put
what
it this way, there ain't gonna be no sign from God that's gonna say, all right, yep, that's it. Like you at some point, you gotta either jump in or not. I can't make you feel good about it.
So
I can
what's
just
got
tell
you
you what I know why
skeptical?
I'm doing it. It seems too easy. It seemed too easy.
No, it's not that. It's not that it seems too easy, but it just seems that every time I hear about I've been involved in stocks where they had a community and they got the CEO communicating with the shareholders, and the stock still goes down, and
What
it
kind of
goes
you
down.
seen that community like the apes?
Yeah, like the one we're in. Not like they're
Yeah.
not as big as the apes. I will
No.
say that, but it's when he explains some of the stuff that he's saying, that the dialogue that they're having with the CEO of the company, I've heard that before, and the stock continues to keep going down.
But the stock we in is the hedge funds in over their head shorting this motherfucker. No.
No,
Did they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar? No.
The stock price on a daily basis doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, we don't care what the stock price says because it's not real. The stock price today is not real. So the stock price can go down to $2 today. It wouldn't matter. It would just mean I'd buy more.
Exactly.
Like, so what stock, whether or not the stock price tracks up or tracks down is irrelevant. Like, I don't care about shit until shorts have to start covering. When they start covering, that's when I start watching.
So how do you know, like, when the shorts start covering, by the price action or just by the data that is going to be provided?
So price action, you would think, right? But just like you said before, they did a fake squeeze because I think it's a 2-day delay, but it's like when shorts start covering, that shit gets reported. You know, so and if they're smart, they'll cover some shares, and then and cause a price spike, and then maybe then some folks might trick some people into selling, but you know, people have price points. So if we understand, just like Volkswagen bought all this fucking shares, they own 90%, and then institution owned 5%, which means that there was 5% available. Like, if we know that we own as much as we own, then we know that the price has to go very fucking high for us. That's how we know that the shit's squeezing. And see, here's another thing. Like, okay, if the price is going to $70, they're not covering that $70 because the price should be way higher than that if they're actually having to close their positions. So if the price jumps to 100, you know, people aren't going to really be antsy with that, because they're like, yeah, it's got to go way higher than that, because if we own it all and we're not selling, if there's demand, and they're not coming in to sell, they're not coming in to buy 1,000 shares, 100,000. When they cover, they're going to have to buy millions. So millions in demand with no supply. Price has to run like astronomically high and fast. So if that's not happening, I'm not selling shit.
Because basically, you saying 1 million people having to basically buy the stock is gonna shoot that motherfucker up. I got you.
Because when they come in to close their position, they're coming to close a million. You know, they're in their short positions. They're millions, not 10,000, not 100,000. They're in for millions. So that means when those buy orders come in, those computers have to execute those orders to close them. You know, they have to, like he says, right now, what's publicly available is, it says at least 90 million right now shares short. That's what's publicly available, at least 90 million. Pretty sure there's more than that, but let's just say, for argument's sake, let's just say 90 million shares have to be closed. Then that's 90. That's a whole entire fucking day. If you got a bunch of people sitting on their fucking hands not selling, when you have 90 million in demand and no supply, because remember, the supply that's coming in right now is them, it's not us. So when they stop shorting, there's no supply. That shit dries up, fucking price is gonna run.
How can they get fucked on that, Marco? Explain that to me. Just make that make sense to me.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, all that stuff, like I said, I'm not arguing what his point of view is. I'm not arguing that at all. Okay, I'm just saying that there's going to be some sort of rug that's going to be pulled here. This reminds me of, like I said, the movie The Big Short. They kept manipulating and kept manipulating and kept manipulating and kept stalling that cover.
And the apes gonna keep on holding and holding and holding and holding.
Okay.
So then what?
All I'm saying is this: do you believe that the majority of the apes in your y'all say y'all a community? Okay, you say you're a community. So do you believe that the majority of the apes can hold for 2 years if necessary?
I'm not putting a date on it, nor neither is anybody else. But what I do know is it ain't costing us money. It's costing them money.
Exactly.
I know, but life happens. Life happens, though.
Yeah, but if you're in this thing if you're in this thing with money that you need, then you know, yeah, you got to sell. That's fine. But do I think 4.2 million people are in this thing with money that they need? No, I don't
think so. Because think about it like this: when people need money, they've been in this shit maybe 6 months. You would have been needed that shit by now.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
You know, and if you're in this thing with a significant amount of money like that, and you need it, then hey, take it. But do I think that 4.2 million people who own this shit at $14 are gonna need that money? Do I think enough of them are gonna need it over this period of time? Because think about it, people are enjoying this. Like I said, go through the communities, man. Look at the comments on the live stream. Like, people are having fun with this shit. We're having fun knowing that we are dancing and the hedge funds are bugging out every single day. It is comical to us, some of the shit that they're having to do. Like, this feels good to us because we're beating the people who have caused us so much pain multiple times throughout our lives. Like, a lot of us are old enough to vividly remember 2008, and now the motherfuckers who caused that shit and got away with it are now we got them under our thumb, and they're squirming every single day, and we're just enjoying it. Like, honestly, I'm gonna miss this shit when it's over with, because it's like, fuck, I didn't even use my Twitter until this happened.
See, that's why
It's
the
like,
after community apes can still get together on platforms and talk, and maybe talk about other stocks they like. You know what I'm saying? It don't got to end like that. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a cool off, but the community still should stay together and chop it up. You know what I'm saying? And you might still, because obviously you traders at this point, you still gonna like other stocks and be talking about them. You know what I'm saying? It just won't be AMC, but you can still keep cool, because I'm sure it's been relationships made at this point that you cool with this person now. You know what I'm saying? Then the meet and greets and shit. So I don't believe the community gonna stop. It might be a cool off, but I believe the Twitters are still gonna be going. You can open YouTube channels, open panels where everybody talking about the stocks they like and the next moves they want to make. The shit don't have to die. It's just people now. Y'all just richer talking shit. That's it.
Yeah, what's called it? Matt Kors and Trey Trays both started. Trey Trays was doing his YouTube channel, I think, in like late last year. Matt Kors just started his in March. I mean, February, and it's like,
and he already up like that already.
Yeah, when you think people just gonna run when it's over with, it's like, all right, they're gonna unsubscribe. No, like, they still gonna follow him, because at this point they done developed a relationship. Like, they like watching Matt's shit. So it's like, they whatever Matt do next, they gonna do too. So they're gonna be good people to still keep an eye on, because they're gonna keep a good amount of their subscribers that are gonna make the moves that they make, because if they like their advice, like their DD, they're gonna keep following.
That's why I believe you might be under. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you look at Twitter, like, I think one of the AMC queens, she was just on. I call her that. I think her Twitter handle is like Terra something, Terra 808. I can't remember, but if she was on Fox Business, I think yesterday, with Charles Payne. She hosts a Twitter space, and there'd be like 70, 80 people in there talking, and they just be having a conversation, like a fucking big ass conference call, like every night after market. These people don't know each other. They know each other through Twitter, and they just jump into her. If you follow her Twitter, which she has like a shit ton of followers now, because she's one of the she's young blonde chick, I think she got an OnlyFans too. If you follow her, then you see when she opens up a Twitter space, which I didn't even know was a thing, but it's like a big ass conference call, and they just be talking, and there'd be like 70, 80 people in there that just call and listen, and then talking shit. Just like, that's a community.
He said it's up to 200 or 300 a night now.
Exactly. Like, man, this is a, like I said, you're not wrong. Like, this could be something that, like, hey, when this is over with,
seriously, bro, that's what I was about to say. You undercutting the power of the apes, bro. I believe this ain't gonna be it. I really wholeheartedly don't believe this is it.
It might not be.
It's probably gonna be it as far as trying to run some shit up as high as what y'all doing right here. But I believe you could still make some little price movements and still get in, get out, and make some decent profit. Because think at this point, y'all gonna be loaded with cash. You can buy more shares, and you don't even need big moves to make big money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do not disagree.
I believe y'all can do that, bro. I wholeheartedly, I'm with y'all all the way, lockstep. I believe think this powerful of a community. Why would you stop here?
Yeah. I don't disagree. I'm like I said, all the folks that I follow, I subscribe. I'm not gonna unfollow them when it's just over. So if they're making moves and they're doing stuff, I might still be in there.
And then it might be another company that comes along that everybody might get emotionally attached to. You never know which one might be like, okay, we fuck with this, and we about to blow this company up. Company's gonna be looking for apes. Shit, to be honest.
Yeah, the ape community is it might be here to stay.
I believe so, bro. Because once y'all make this type of move and get this money, Why wouldn't it?
We
You
don't
know what I'm
forever
saying?
change it. We don't forever change the stock market.
Because y'all powerful. At this point, y'all done built a powerhouse. Why would you shut it down?
Yeah,
It's plenty
you
more
right.
money to be made after this.
You right.
That's why I believe shit. I believe this shit here to stay, man.
Yeah. Maybe that shit. You know, but while we still here, we got this.
You gotta
We
run it
still
up
got
on
this.
this one.
It's yeah. We still. I don't know, man. Like this is something special to me. Like this
It is.
AMC thing. It is legit special to me, and it's like I don't want to. You know, like I said, I'm not trying to undercut the community, like you say, but it's like I just
You
don't know
keep it
how this could happen
the
again.
main thing right now, pretty much.
I don't know how this could happen again. Like this is lightning in the bottle.
I don't believe, like I said, this thing do what it really sound like it's capable of doing. I don't think y'all gonna be able to do it to this level again. But say if y'all can move a stock $10, $20 and you get
Yeah.
a good amount of shares. Shit, think how much money that could be, bro.
Yeah. Oh, we
Yeah.
can.
I
Yeah.
don't believe y'all gonna be able to run it up like this again, maybe. But just think, if y'all can just scalp $10, $15 off some shit and keep it moving, think that's a lot of money for people, bro.
Yeah, we already doing it. So Wall Street Bets is already kind of like Reddit and Wall Street Bets and that the Reddit community. Like they have, you know, we've created this thing that now they're calling meme stocks. So I think the definition that they're given for meme stocks now, which I think historically, I think it's been kind of like a demeaning way. It's what
Really,
they
these
kind
are
of
short
been.
squeezes, right? That's what it seemed like to me. Like y'all squeezing the shorts more so than meme stocks. When you say,
Yes, yeah. Well, so when they say meme stocks, they use that. This is, I think they mean it in a, it's a pejorative term that they're using. That they're trying to like downplay, degrade stocks by calling them meme stocks, but essentially they're just stocks that they think that retail traders are buying, with no particular catalyst in mind. They're just buying it. So it's like, you know, basically, I think the way they use it is dumb money is stocks that dumb money's buying. Is the way that I take it whenever they say meme stocks, because it's usually when you hear the term meme stocks, it's coming from like a hedge fund, motley fool, like old money institutional investors type, and it's like when they use that term, I think they mean it pejoratively, but at the end of the day, it don't matter because you know meme stocks tend to like these two in particular, GameStop and GME. I mean GME and AMC. Right, when they run, they're gonna run, and I don't think there's gonna be anything else like it because they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn their lesson when this is over.
oh,
You
most
know,
definitely.
they're gonna learn their lesson when this is over. They're not gonna try this shit again. And it's like, but the problem is, we got them by the balls now. It's gonna be a hard lesson. You know, they're gonna have to take this L. They just gonna keep delaying it as best they can. Which you know, what other choice do they have?
Nothing, not one at all, to be honest. But to
So
take the L and like you said, more likely they're gonna have to be bailed out after this because it's gonna be billions of dollars lost, easily billions, big boy billions, and not to mention the money they losing to the brokers.
yeah, exactly. The brokers is making out big time in this. Like I want to know how much them motherfuckers is making. That's what I want to know. Cause like I said, they've been getting that interest every day. Like every day they getting.
So
that
when do they
interest.
collect it? They don't take it every day, right? They probably collect it once a month or some shit like that, or what?
That I do not know. I mean, I don't have no idea. But I mean,
But
I
either way,
wouldn't
the
doubt.
clock, the meter's ticking
Yeah.
every day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think my margin. I don't even know when they charge margin on my account, but yeah, whenever they charge that shit, it's hey, that shit comes out. You know, but all I know is they paying because you know it's like you said. It's like I said before. You know, the broker ain't got no reason. The broker ain't on nobody's side. The broker is in their own business. And, you know, the rules of the game is the broker say, hey, I will lend you these shares, but you're going to have to kick me something every day that you got that position's open. And when your position gets too risky, they said a couple months ago, they was like, hey, it was 25%. It was one. Now it's like 200%, 800%,
It went from
whatever it is.
25% to 200.
Yeah, 25 is 200%. Interest, what 200% collateral they gotta have for whatever for their open short position if it's deemed a risky stock. And if
collateral could be property or something like that also.
I think it's liquidity, cash.
Oh
yeah, they gotta have that cash money available for their open short positions. I think that like when that rule came out, we saw a shit ton of red in the market the next day because they had to liquidate a shit ton of positions to secure that capital. So they gotta have the funds for their open short positions.
So is that what I
So,
was reading where they were saying they were selling a Bitcoin off to do this shit too? I think I read that like a week or two ago.
Yeah, there was a big ass crash everywhere. It's because they had to they had to increase when the liquidity requirements increased, they had to sell off positions to have the cash for their open short positions. AMC and GME are changing the whole market. Everything's become reactant to that. That's why on that day, every other stock in the market was red except for GameStop and AMC. That particular day, every other stock was red that day except for those two. They were the only two green in the whole fucking market.
Marco,
That sounds a little scary.
what the
it is just not scary for us.
What you mean scary? Scary like what? They over leveraged themselves, man. That's all. They got fucked up. And they don't know how to fix it. They think they about to shake the retail trade. I think about now they know it's over. But what's scary about it? They about to lose a lot of money.
Okay, think about it from this perspective. I understand that the ape community might get paid from this situation. I understand that part. But at the same time, if they do cover everything, they do got to pay the piper with these two stocks. That's going to send the economy down to the ground. The whole stock market goes down to the ground. So I'm saying
this shit going to the ground regardless.
True.
Okay. Have you seen all the money that the government been printing? The keeping the interest rates low the way they are. This fucking keeping interest rates low. The real estate doing what it's been doing. The whole market is bound to crash. Like all the signs are there. It's gonna crash regardless.
Who's gonna be responsible when it's all said and done?
Who the fuck cares? I want my money.
Exactly.
Okay, but what I'm saying to you, what good is having that money? Because you just said it before, Rashad, Ticket, that the motherfucking a Big Mac gonna be $6-7.
That's true.
Okay, that's from inflation. If that happens, that's gonna be from inflation. That ain't gonna be because the market crash that the cost of a burger goes up. That's from inflation. That's from an increase in cost of.
The reason why I think it might make shit more expensive because once they got to cover, like you said, they gonna have to borrow money and all this other shit, which is gonna be printing some extra money plus all this stimulus bullshit that already done went on. We gonna be printing so much dollars, which is gonna lessen the value of a dollar because all this money got to be dispersed. You see what I'm saying?
That's already happening. So that's not going to change when the squeeze happens and the market crashes because the market's crashed before and prices ain't increase. Market's gonna crash. Like there's a market crash every 8 to 10 years. It's not uncommon. Like it's just it happens. Like I said, it happens because that's how long the market can sustain all the bullshit manipulation that happens, right? So the reason the market hasn't crashed already since 2008 is because the government has been printing money and keeping interest rates low and like all kind of shit like that. There's been actions taken specifically to ward off economic collapse, but it's bound to happen.
They've been holding this motherfucker up for real. We've been saying this for years. This shit is really worse than they make it seem. They just holding this bitch up.
Point. That's why I say this shit sounds like The Big Short to me.
Yeah. The market's gonna crash, and like I said, it's
gonna crash and make the retail investor richer.
Exactly. Like when it crashes, we're gonna be the ones that bring in the money though, because when it crashes, it's gonna crash because they got to pay the retail investor, they got to cover their shorts, and now these big hedge funds who are circulating all the money throughout the market got to pay it to the retail traders. Now, like retail traders like myself, I'm not gonna take that money and run. I'm gonna put it back in the market. So I don't know how much of the market is gonna really crash, but I mean, yeah, it's the money's gonna come. It's gonna be a transfer of wealth. So, but a crash is nothing new. That shit happens every decade. The difference is that this time when it crashes, it's actually going to come into the money. The money is going to go into the pockets of the retail traders. It's not going to be because the hedge funds and market makers have been stealing it and
So think
manipulating it
about it.
into
It's better
oblivion.
to crash that way than the other way it's been crashing. Shit, I pick that way every time. The way it's about to happen.
Because does the government give us money? Give us money when the market crashes? No, they do not. They give the hedge funds the money. So if the government's gonna bail out the big money anyway,
Might as
the
well
big
be.
money,
Might as
the
well
big
be
money.
with us getting some money.
So the big money manipulates the market, gets paid, hand over fist, crashes the market, and then gets bailed out. This
Hey,
time,
they
we're
want your
getting
social.
paid.
I'm sorry for interrupting you. They want your social media, bro. They like the way you talking, bro. They want to know what's your social media. Let them know.
Shit. What is my Twitter?
Can you type in the chat room? If you could type that shit in the chat room.
Let me see. I don't know. Is it gonna boot me out the?
No, I don't think. I'm not sure. If you got some kind of way to chat it, put it in there, and I'll pin it up too.
I'm still in there. I'm gonna turn on my.
Yeah, Dr. Sunshine. This boy, he on this shit. And the forum always welcome to you, bro.
Yeah.
He said yes,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
I'm
I
gonna
had to
follow
turn
you
my what's
too.
call it on because I said, what happened to y'all Twitter?
Our Twitter, it should still be on there. We still got the Twitter, I believe. Unless they
What happened to y'all
took
Twitter?
that
Because I
motherfucker.
was trying to find.
You want to know? It's the 10% 3. That's our Twitter. Follow me. I want to
think they
follow you
did.
too, because I'm
gonna put it in the chat.
gonna follow you on Twitter too. As soon as I get it.
I don't know. Is it gonna show up in the chat if I where is that shit at? Here we go.
I'll let you know if it's in the chat if I see it go down. In worst case scenario, what you can do is just jump out.
Oh, okay, yeah, there it is. All right.
Yeah, that's a good call. I wanted this social media too. Listen. Worst kind of worst, you could just jump out, jump in the chat, put it in there, and jump back in. If worst case scenario, if you can't do it no other way.
Trying to turn my
or you could tell it to me and I'll just type it in there if it'd be easier.
Yeah, it's at my Twitter's at Clay Hodge 6.
Okay, hold on. Let me put this on.
For all you motherfuckers out there, can we get some motherfucking likes now? We're not gonna be on y'all like that. We used to be. Okay, for all the people that's watching out this motherfucker, can we get some likes, please? You motherfuckers been down on our shit ever since we started. So can we get some fucking likes, please?
They just returning y'all energy, man. Y'all was hitting them hard. Y'all was hitting us hard.
Hey, how I spell it? I'm trying to put it in there now.
Yeah.
Spell it out for me.
I'm in there now. I'm on my. Let me see. At Clay Hodge 6. Is that my Twitter? That should be. I think that's my Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to follow you right now. I'm about to follow you soon.
Yeah, since y'all, yeah, I don't know. I guess y'all Twitter is down, so I'm gonna go ahead and
Clay.
I ain't got a big following on Twitter or whatever, but
I think shit. By the time it's done, keep on coming on here. Shit, you gonna have Clay Hodge. It's you with the green eyes.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
A lot of us with green eyes. A lot of us with green eyes, though.
Did you get it? Let me see it because I just followed you. Look on your Twitter and make sure I'm at the right. I followed the right one.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep, I got you. Yeah. You drinking a beer. Bet. Yeah, all y'all follow him. For sure, for sure. Nah, bro, you was the yeah, hey, we had to hey, I didn't know the whole dynamics of this play. You know what I'm saying? Once he broke this shit down, it only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can at least we men to admit that we was wrong about the shit. You know what I'm saying? We could have kept on trying to mash the gas. Hey, he came on here, he let us know what it is. And I can't do nothing but respect it. He said he gonna inbox you. Yeah, you on point with it, Clay. You definitely on point with it.
Where you from, man?
I wonder is he not logged in? He must can't. Clay, you still on? We see your box still on here, but we don't hear you no more. I'm about to use the bathroom.
Y'all hear me?
I'll be right back. Yeah, I hear you now. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Where you
I'm
from?
So I grew up military. I tell folks I'm from Virginia. That's where I went to high school at. But I'm from all over the place.
So the earth, your turf.
I grew up military, so I've been around and I joined the military. So
you just been moving.
I don't like to stay in one place. No.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Texas, California, Virginia, Mississippi, Maryland, Louisiana, Oklahoma,
Damn.
Georgia, Germany.
What's your favorite out of all of them?
Texas.
Ain't it hot as shit there?
Man, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Texas, the cost of living's low. Fucking Austin is something serious. Like the way Austin's been growing the last couple of years. That's where I'm at now. Maryland was cool. Cost of living's high. Virginia, same thing. Georgia's cool. But yeah, Texas is where I'm staying at. Like Central Texas, it's like Dallas, Houston, San Antonio is all a drive. You got football, basketball in every direction. NBA,
Or your football
NFL,
team?
Eagles.
Oh, yeah, you an Eagle fan in Texas?
Hell, I can tell you, man, I'm from everywhere. I'm from all over the place. I'm a nomad, so I can have any team I want. Yeah, Eagles is my team, man. Eagles been my team since 2000, since I was old enough to understand what I was watching.
What you think they're gonna do this year?
I don't know, man. New coach, new coach, new team. New coach, new quarterback. That's it. New coach, rookie. I consider Jalen Hurts a rookie quarterback. Like this is gonna be the real rookie season to me as a starter. Never know, man. New defensive coordinator. Y'all hear me?
Bad Marco got ran off. Yeah, I'm about to go run. I got some shit to take care of, man. We're gonna go live a little later on. I'm gonna inbox you, man, either later on today or tomorrow, man. I want you to jump on, bro.
Yeah, man. If I can, I will, no doubt.
Cool. All right, man. Y'all have a good one, man.
All right. Later.
All right.